Well. World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael.
Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, trailer, there's a mo, it's a piece, dirty moment, bound to break and get your beat, no, don't be bum bum ball, we got to get on the ground, no, don't be bum bum ball, 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 no, don't be bum bum ball. It's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup, there's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be bum oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be bum oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be bum oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be bum oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, don't be bum trailer, there's a mo, it's a piece, dirty moment, bound to break and get your beat, no,
Ladies and gentlemen, folks at home, we hope you're having a fantastic day in your neck of the woods. Folks, we are over 370 days until the release of Grand Theft Auto 6. It is quite some time until the game hits store shelves, but quite frankly, the reality of the situation continues to unfold. We are about 2 weeks since GTA 6 Trailer 2 dropped, and it went from very hype to nothing but crickets. It's really a sad situation. But what isn't a sad situation is IAD is coming through, and this is a fantastic super chat. Really setting that mood, that vibe, that tone, and that atmosphere, and God bless you. IAD is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense with the $5 super chat. And as such, we're going to go ahead and get you them lasers. IAD is in the building. He's coming through, setting that mood, that vibe, that tone, that atmosphere, and coming through in a way that makes sense with the $5 super chat. And no excuses from IAD. That we can certainly tell you. IAD coming through. He says, my building was directly hit by an EF3 tornado, and even he, IAD, can come through and step up. I mean, look at that right there. IAD survived a tornado, and he's still coming through and supporting this show, and that's just fantastic. We do appreciate that, and God bless you. And we're so glad that you're safe and that you made it. And you're going to be able to see Grand Theft Auto 6 in 370-something days. IAD coming through in a way that makes sense. Pop the cherry, setting the mood, the vibe, the tone, and the atmosphere with the $5 super chat. And we got the lasers out there for you. Blur's also coming through. These are, mind you, before the show began. Blur is also coming through. We're getting you those lasers as well. He's coming through with the $5 super chat. And he's following up IAD. Blur coming through with that 5. Tornadoes in a way that makes sense. That we can certainly tell you. We got Shugs Scotland in the building coming through as well. That's what we're talking about, homie. Shugs Scotland is in the building. He's coming through as well. We're going to go ahead and get you them lasers as Shugs Scotland comes through. And he comes through in a way that makes sense with the $5 super chat. And we have the 111 coming through with the $5 super chat as well. He says he's coming through hard and strong and in a way that makes sense. And that's what we love to see. Let's go ahead and get you them lasers as well. And a huge shout out to IAD for coming through and supporting the show. He survived the EF3 tornado. And we're so glad that you made it out in a way that makes sense. Those tornadoes are crazy. They're very unpredictable. They're very scary. It's a force of nature. And we're so glad that you made it out in a way that makes sense. And you're still coming through and supporting the show. I mean, these people have no excuses now. So here's what we're going to do. The 4 horsemen have assembled already. Yeah, and I'm not sure why this isn't popping up on the screen. Might have to go and fix that here. But since the 4 horsemen are coming through, and give me one moment here. We're going to try and fix this here. Something's not working. Should be working, but it isn't working. Let's go ahead and see if we can get this fixed here. And in a way that makes sense. But this might require okay, it should be working, but it isn't working. And I think I know why. So we're going to have to change this here. IAD coming through and supporting the show in a way that makes sense. Set the mood, the vibe, the tone, and the atmosphere. And to really make things pop in a way that makes sense. Okay, one moment here. We're going to try and fix something. Yeah, and it might start working here. A few more seconds, folks. We should be right back with you. And in a way that makes hopefully sense. And just to be sure here. We're trying to fix something, folks. And we're certainly hoping that that works now. Actually, no, we done fucked up here. Unbelievable. We would have to restart this, and I'm not sure if it's worth it. It would take 2 seconds, but because this isn't going to pop up unless we restart this. So Dr. Blitz is coming through now. We do appreciate that. We're going to go ahead and get you the lasers, folks. Dr. Blitz is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. We're going to have to do a quick reset here. Should take 2 seconds, but we do have to cut it and then come back. That's okay because the viewers aren't in here. They seemingly have forgotten the greatest content on YouTube. Well, that's great because we're not playing the game for those losers. Nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and come right back. It should take 1 second. Alrighty, folks, we should be back. Let's go ahead and get a 1 in the chat. 1 in the chat if you can hear and see world class. The 4 horsemen have assembled, and they have assembled in a way that makes sense. 1 in the chat if you can hear and see. 1 in the chat if you can hear and see. It should be working. We had to do a quick reset, but I think it is fixed now. 1 in the chat if you can hear and see. It should be working. And we got the 5 warriors coming through here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put you on the acknowledgement board if this gets up and going too. So we're going to go ahead and put you guys up on the acknowledgement board. IAD is coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense. And as such, we're going to go ahead and put you on the acknowledgement board. IAD kicking things off here and really doing so tremendously. We're going over to the acknowledgement board. IAD is coming through. And he's coming through in a way that makes sense, and you love to see it. That I can certainly tell you. IAD is popping the cherry. And that's what we love to see. IAD is coming through.
The 11111 super chatted 17 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot. Another reminder. All over her shekels, baby.
That's what we're talking about. The 111 coming through in a way that makes sense. IAD popping the cherry. Setting the mood, the vibe, the tone, and the atmosphere. And as such, we're going to go ahead and get you that cherry. IAD is coming through. And he's coming through in a way that makes sense. And let's go ahead and get you that cherry. IAD setting that mood, that vibe, that tone, that atmosphere. And that looks beautiful right there. Coming through tremendously strong. And we'll go ahead and get you that tornado as well. And God bless you right there for surviving the devastating tornado. IAD still coming through, though. What a warrior. Let's go ahead and get that tornado. See what that looks like. And wow, that looks beautiful. IAD is coming through. He's popping that cherry, setting that mood, that vibe, that tone, that atmosphere. IAD.
Jack Bitten super chatted £5. What's worse, woke GTA 6 or a woke censored remaster of GTA 4?
Well, we're going to talk about, we got a lot to discuss here, and it's going to take some time to get to. But with that said, we have a lot to discuss here today. And I think Rockstar is really in a great position, and we'll discuss this. But really, I think they have a smart game plan. I think they have a smart strategy. So IAD is coming through. He's setting the mood, the vibe, the tone of the atmosphere, and popping the cherry in a way that makes sense. We got Blur coming through. And that's what we love to see. Blur is also coming through. Blur is coming through. And he's coming through with a $5 super chat. Yeah, let's go ahead and see what we can get you here. And that's what we're going to get you right there. We're going to get you that right there, that thank you board. Blur coming through. And it's not removing it. Okay, so we're going to have to get you something else. We're going to get to all of this and more. And the four horsemen have assembled here. Let's go ahead and type in blur and see what happens. And right there, that looks like a blur to me. Oh, man. There you go. Blur coming through. That's what you get, bud. So we got IAD and blur coming through. And we got a lot more people coming through. In fact, there's one coming through right now. And that's what we love to see. Look at this great time support.
Schleicher has just tipped $9.
The Queen is coming through. She's coming
Michael's
through.
looking like a snack. Chocolate bar emoji.
The Queen is in the building, and she's coming through, and she's coming through in a way that makes sense, and that's what we love to see. Let's go ahead and get those hearts out for the Queen. Molly is in the building. She loves, I love, that I can tell you. And we're going to come back over here. Molly is coming through. She's coming through so tremendously strong and in a way that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get some hearts for the Queen as she's coming through, and she's coming through hard and strong and in a way that makes sense. And that's what we love to see. Let's roll up that red-hearted carpet for the Queen. Molly, she's coming through. She's coming through so tremendously strong. And that is utterly fantastic, that I can tell you. An absolute sweetheart from top to bottom. And we're going to continue filling out the acknowledgement board here. It's going to take some time here. You're going to have to work with world class. So we got Shug Scotland and the 111 as we come back to the acknowledgement board here. So Shug Scotland is next on the acknowledgement board. And believe me, we got a lot to discuss here and dissect. But with that said, Shug Scotland and the 111 coming through as we come back over here to the acknowledgement board. So Shug Scotland, once we come over here to the acknowledgement board, Shug Scotland is coming through as well. So here we go. Shug Scotland. Shug Scotland is in the building. He's coming through. Shug Scotland coming through with the 5. And we're going to go ahead and type in Scotland here and see what this provides us as we continue to fill out the acknowledgement board. And it's not working here, folks. It's not working. We're going to type in Shug, and let's see what that provides us here. Shug Scotland coming through with the 5 as this continues to fill. That's what you're. That's what it's providing for us here. Shug Scotland got some 2x4s. And that's what we love to see coming through in a way that makes sense. You can make yourself a great fire. We've got IAD coming through, popping the cherry, setting the mood, the vibe, the tone of the atmosphere. We have Blur coming through, following that up nicely. Shug Scotland in the building. And now we have the Israeli Shekels coming through, the 111. And we can't even keep up. The support is so strong, we can't even. This is going to take 50 minutes, folks.
The 111
He's coming through, Yeti.
Super Shattered 17 Israeli New Shekels and 90 Agarot. Arthur Morgan, Jason Duval and Michael in a hotel room. Yummy.
The 111 is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense with the 3-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it. 3-time Tony Hawk combo for the 111. He's coming through in a way that makes sense. And as such, we're going to go ahead and get you those 3 skateboards with the 3-time Tony Hawk combo. For the 111, this requires a lot of brain work, that I can tell you. So we're going to go ahead and get you that skateboard, the 3-time Tony Hawk combo for the 111 coming through in a way that makes sense. That we can certainly tell you. And that is utterly fantastic. With a 3-time Tony Hawk combo, the 111 in the building. Coming through in a way that makes sense. And the 4 horsemen have assembled here. IAD kicking things off, surviving the devastating tornado. God bless you. IAD, he's still coming through and supporting the show. Unbelievable. What a trooper. What a warrior. IAD setting that mood, that vibe, that tone, that atmosphere, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. You love to see it. IAD in the building. Blur also in the building, coming through in a way that makes sense with that nice follow-up. Shug Scotland in the building, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. And the 111 is in here, and he's coming through with now the 3-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it. And as such, the 4 horsemen, they have assembled. IAD, Blur, Shug Scotland, and the 111, where I believe the first 4 to come through. And let's go ahead and get you up on here. As the 4 horsemen, they have assembled, and they have assembled in a way that makes sense. The 4 horsemen are in the building right here. And let's go ahead and generate this horse. As the 4 horsemen come through. And we're going to get you a gold horse. For the 4 horsemen coming through in a way that makes sense. And it didn't do it. Where's my gold horse?
The 111 Super
Unbelievable.
17
4
Israeli new
times.
90 Agarot. GTA 4 remake. 4 times support baby. Shekels.
Coming through in a way that makes sense. Let's go ahead and see if we can generate the gold horse for the 4 horsemen. They're coming through. That's what the gold horse apparently looks like. And we're going to go ahead and get you guys the gold horse, the first 4 to come through. As the 4 horsemen have assembled, and they have assembled in a way that makes sense. And yet again, the 111 coming through. And coming through tremendously strong. The 4 horsemen have assembled here. And as such, let's go ahead and get you another skateboard. As the 111 coming through in a way that makes sense. The 4 horsemen are in the building. And we do appreciate this. IAD leading the pack. He's surviving the EF3 tornado, and he's still coming through and supporting the show. You guys have no excuses. IAD, a warrior. And just plowing through tremendously strong in a way that makes sense to set the mood, the vibe, the tone of the atmosphere, and to lead the pack here today. Blur coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense with that nice layup. Shug Scotland is in the building, and he's coming through with those wooden blinks. That we can certainly tell you, and he's helping out tremendously. The 111 is coming through very strongly. Look at this right here. 4-time Tony Hawk combo for the 111. He's in the building, and he's plowing tremendously strong. So these are the 4 horsemen, but we're not done just yet because we have to catch up. But the 4 horsemen have assembled. We'll take a little breather here as we come back over here and take a look at this. And hopefully a way that makes sense. So if we come back over here, we got the 111 Dr. Blitz. We can't even keep up, folks. This is unbelievable, unprecedented support here today. As this is already lagging here. Unbelievable. Yeah, we have yet to get to the main discussion here. Oh, do we have a problem in the chat here? Do we have a problem in the chat? You see, they love coming. They love making a ruckus in the chat when we're busy. Looks like we have a little bot problem in the chat. Okay, we got Dr. Blitz coming through, Jack Bitten, and the Queen Molly. If we can remember that, we'll come back to the acknowledgement board. So we got Dr. Blitz, Jack Bitten, and Molly. As we come back over to the acknowledgement board, and in a way that makes sense, so we got the four horsemen as we switch over to the acknowledgement board. IAD Blur Shug Scotland, the 1-1-1 coming through with the four-time Tony Hawk combo. The support just continues here as Dr. Blitz.
FT has just tipped 20 Canadian dollars through Super
Look at that right there, FT.
GTA 6 is world-class disappointment. I'm not gonna be surprised if Mindsai is amazing.
Yeah, we certainly hope that Mindsai is amazing. We certainly hope that that is going to be fantastic. That we can certainly tell you. Dr. Blitz in the building. We're trying to catch up here. Support is so strong. We're trying to catch up and catch up in a way that makes sense. Dr. Blitz is in the building. He's coming through. And he's coming through in a way that makes sense. We just had FT come through, I believe. And he's coming through tremendously strong. We got to go ahead and get you guys the lasers. I think we're down 2 lasers here. So let's go ahead and activate those lasers. That should have worked. And then let's go ahead and get another laser. FT is coming through. He's coming through so tremendously strong and in a way that makes sense. As we get Dr. Blitz on the acknowledgement board here. And let's see if we type in GPU, if that will generate something for us. We don't want GPA. It's not working. We are so backed up here, it's not even funny.
Adam Thierry super chatted $5.
Adam Theory is coming through. That's what we love to see. And Dr. Blitz is coming through. We're going to go ahead and get you that NVIDIA GPU. Look at that right there. That's the 6090, and you're going to love it. Dr. Blitz is coming through as we try and get caught up here. Yeah, we could do better than that. We could do better than that. We could do better than that. So Dr. Blitz is in the building. I believe next up we have Jack Bitten. Jack Bitten coming through. And someone just came through right now. And it was Adam Theory. Adam Theory, let's go ahead and get you them lasers, bud. This is a lot of work, I ain't gonna lie. We are backed up here. The support is so strong, and hopefully those lasers deployed. Adam Theory coming through. Now we got Jack Bitten up on the acknowledgement board. Coming through in a way that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get you red. Jack Bitten. Jack Bitten is in the building. And he's coming through. Let's go ahead and see if we can generate a zombie for you. Jack Bitten coming through. And it is going to generate a zombie. This is unbelievable. Jack Bitten is coming through. What the hell? That ain't no motherfucking zombie. Dude, that is not a zombie. It's an abandoned Ferris wheel. How is that a zombie, homie? Okay. Let's try this. Oh my God. It's inviting the devil into the home. Jack Bitten. That's kind of freaky, homie. Let's go ahead and get Jack Bitten the devil. I mean, I was trying for a zombie, but it doesn't want to do the zombie, but it'll give you the devil. Jack Bitten coming through in a way that makes sense. As we catch up here on the acknowledgement board. Just fantastic support here today. We do appreciate that. Next up, we have the Queen. She's as lovely as all hell, that I can tell you. And we're going to go ahead and get the Queen a special rollout here. Bubblegum pink. Molly is coming through. And she's coming through in a way that makes sense. Tremendously strong, that I can tell you. And someone else is coming through here, stepping up to the plate. And this isn't changing colors.
Jack Bitten super chatted 5
Yet again,
pounds. I am the devil showing support.
That's what we're talking about. Two-time Tony Hawk combo. Jack Bitten is in the building. He's coming through yet again. We're going to go ahead and get you 2 devils as Jack Bitten is plowing through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense with the two-time Tony. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that devil, dude. That is crazy. Jack Bitten with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. As we continue to work on this right here, the Queen Molly is coming through. And really just coming through in a way that makes sense. That I can tell you. And it's not going to white here. We have broke the whole thing. Why is this not going to white? That I don't understand. Okay, there we go. Molly is coming through. She's coming through so tremendously strong and in a way that makes sense, that I can tell you. And we're going to go ahead and get the Queen some beautiful flowers. Some lovely, beautiful flowers. Molly coming through. Just coming through so spectacularly. And so strongly. She loves. And she's coming through so tremendously strong. That I can tell you. And the support is so unbelievable.
Adam Terry super chatted $2.
Adam Theory, and I think you are next up on the acknowledgement board. We will have to double check. But Adam Theory is coming through with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. We're going to type in Theory. We're going to see what it puts out. Adam Theory is coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. And that's what we love to see. Adam Theory in the building. Coming through in a way that makes sense. Adam Theory with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. And let's see what this puts out here. Adam Theory is in the building, and here we go right here. Adam Theory with the two-time. What is with this, like... it's a fucking Roman Coliseum. So there we go. Adam Theory is coming through with the... with the two-time Tony Hawk combo right there. I guess that's what Theory looks like. I'm not sure. Unbelievable, unprecedented support here. And if we did miss someone, we will go back. But I think we are all caught up. I could be wrong on that. No, we are missing someone. And I do apologize. It is FT. FT came through hard and strong. We can't see. We can't see the screen. It's hard to explain, but. Nonetheless, FT is coming through. We're going to get you that aqua blue. FT is plowing through in a way that makes sense. Hard and strong. And I knew we were forgetting someone here, but FT is plowing through. He's plowing through in a way that certainly makes sense. That we can tell you. FT is in the building. And since he's coming through so tremendously strong, we're going to go ahead and see if we can... just coming through so strongly. FT coming through in a way that... What's with the buildings? FT is plowing through, and the support continues as we try and generate the... What the fuck?
Scotland super chatted
What is that?
50 pence.
And Shug Scotland is coming through yet again as we generate this, whatever the hell this is. We're going to go with the first option here for FT. FT is in the building, and he's coming through. And he's coming through so strongly, and that's what we love to see with, I believe, the $20 Super Chat. We are trying to catch up from memory here, and believe me, we are, well, we're in the boomer stages, that I can tell you. Shug Scotland is coming through now with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. We do appreciate that. And as such, we're going to go ahead and get you some more wood. Shug Scotland, a part of the Four Horsemen Club, the first four to come through here today during today's broadcast. IAD, Blur, Shug Scotland, the 111. The 111 also coming through with the four-time Tony Hawk combo. Shug Scotland with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. IAD really kicking things off in a way that makes sense, and the support just continues here. We can't even do the broadcast. I mean, this is unbelievable.
James Figueroa has super chatted $2.
I believe that's James. Who the hell? Is it James Figueroa or is it someone else? We couldn't catch it, and we can't see it on the screen. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and put James down until we can figure out who that really was. I couldn't catch that last bit. James Figueroa is in the building here. Now we're going to go ahead and get you yellow. James well, there's a James coming through. I don't know if it's James Figueroa. Could be someone else. For now, we're going to go ahead and get James on the acknowledgement board. James is coming through here. And we just can't even keep up.
James Figueroa has super chatted $2.
Okay, I think that might be James Figueroa, but I don't know how it's pronouncing that last name. Nonetheless, he's coming through with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. Yeah, let's go ahead and get you some skateboards here. As James is coming through with the two-time Tony Hawk combo, you love to see it coming through in a way that makes sense. As James is in the building and he's coming through with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. And that's what we love to see, two-time Tony Hawk combo right there for James Figueroa. I believe it's James Figueroa. Could be wrong on that. But FT plowing through tremendously strong. We do appreciate that. Adam Theory in the building coming through with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. Molly the Queen, she loves plowing through tremendously strong and in a way that makes sense. And we got to get you them lasers as well for, I believe, FT, Adam Theory, James. So 3 or 4 lasers. I think we're all caught up here. As we move forward. So IAD coming through in a way that makes sense. Blur, Shug Scotland, the 111 with the 4-time Tony Hawk combo. Shug Scotland with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. Blur with that nice layup. IAD set the move, the vibe, the tone of the atmosphere. And surviving that EF3 tornado. God bless you on that. And you're still coming through and supporting the show. You didn't have to, but you did, and I think that speaks volumes. We got Dr. Blitz coming through with the 6090 GPU. We got Jack Bitten in here with a 2-time Tony Hawk combo. The Queen, Molly, in the building. She loves, and those roses, very beautiful, that I can tell you. Adam Theory is in here with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. He's coming through, and he's coming through with that Theory quantum, learning. We got FT in the building coming through hard and strong with the $20 Super Chat, I believe. James Figueroa. I believe that's James Figueroa. James is coming through, and he's coming through with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. We're going to finally come back over here and see how the cookie ultimately crumbles, and if we're all caught up here. And in a way that makes sense, it is James Figueroa. James Figaro in the building and coming through in a way that makes sense. You love to see it. James Figaro is coming through with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. Jack Bitten in the building. FT, and I think we are officially all caught up here. And in a way that makes sense. And how do we only have 171 viewers? I mean, this game really did fall off. And I think Rockstar knows that too. Coming through in a way that makes sense. There's not a lot of great usernames here today. That's very interesting. There must have been a lot of bots, because we're seeing nothing but members and mods in here. And a pawn fee is coming through. We're going to have to get these lasers out. The lasers are going to have to get deployed here.
Upon face super chatted £5. May as well keep it rolling. Cheers. Champagne.
That's what we're talking about. A pawn fee is coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense. And I think there's 3 more lasers after this. A pawn fee is in the building. He's plowing through it. He's coming through in a way that makes sense. It's what we love to see. And we're going to go ahead and get those lasers for the folks that were coming through as we were filling out the acknowledgement board. A pawn fee in the building, plowing through tremendously strong and in a way that makes sense with the $5 super chat. You love to see it. And I think we might be officially caught up here as a pawn fee is coming through. James Figaro with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. As we come back over here to the acknowledgement board. A pawn fee in the building. As we come over here yet again to the acknowledgement board. And we'll get a pawn fee on the acknowledgement board here just in a moment. So James Figaro coming through in a way that makes sense. Now, we know we didn't spell that right, but let's try that again here. James Figaro in the building. James Figaro in the building coming through with a two-time Tony Hawk combo. And now we have a pawn fee. A pawn fee is in the building here. Let's go ahead and get you orange. A pawn fee coming through. Pawn fee coming through. And coming through in a way that makes sense with the 5. And I think your avatar is a robot, so we're going to go ahead and get a robot on the screen here to see what this looks like. Oh, look at that right there. Wow, that's fantastic. There you go. A pawn fee coming through. And coming through in a way that makes sense. And that's what we love to see. James Figaro with a two-time Tony Hawk combo. I think we are officially caught up here. If we did miss someone, I'm not sure who it would be, but I think we are officially all caught up here. This is fantastic. It looks so beautiful. Big-time support here today and coming through in a way that makes sense. Pawn fee, the latest. As we come back over here, we got a lot to discuss here, folks. Coming through in a way that makes sense. And someone earlier brought up Grand Theft Auto 4 Remaster, and they also brought up Red Dead Redemption 2 Remaster, which is rumored to come out later this year on the Switch 2, and an update for current-gen consoles. And I will tell you, I think this is Rockstar basically waving the flag and saying that GTA 6 is going to be a disappointment, because it's funny how all of a sudden they're interested in bringing Red Dead Redemption 2, which they neglected for many years. You know, there should have been an update for that game long ago for console players. If you're on PC, you can play it above 60 frames, but for console players, you can't really experience anything like that. But I will tell you, I think this is them gearing up for the potential disappointment of Grand Theft Auto 6. I really do. I believe that this is a smart strategy from Rockstar Games to basically do fan service. That's what they're in. That's the mode they're in. They're essentially doing fan service and they're essentially saying, hey, GTA 6 might suck, but here's GTA 4 remastered. Here's Red Dead Redemption 2 remastered and available on Nintendo Switch 2 later this year. I really honestly believe that it could be something to soften the blow if GTA 6 is a disappointment. And it seems like it is going to be a disappointment. We are going to continue to dissect Grand Theft Auto 6 here today. And it's a sad situation, really. I mean, we're 373 days, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but we're 370 plus days away until the release of Grand Theft Auto 6, assuming, of course, it doesn't get delayed. And quite frankly, it's a total disaster, really, what Rockstar Games has done with this game. The hype has completely, totally deflated yet again, and they were riding there for a moment on some really crazy hype. You know, people were anticipating this game. They were asking, when is the next trailer? When are we going to learn more about Grand Theft Auto 6? They all of a sudden pull the curtain back out of nowhere, and now it's nothing but crickets. I mean, it's been almost 2 weeks since GTA 6 trailer 2, and if you go to Google Trends, and we're not going to show you that because, quite frankly, that's a lot of work. But I will tell you that if you go to Google Trends, you will see that the game has fallen off tremendously, and it's so sad. That I can tell you. It's really sad. People aren't typing it in anymore. They're not interested in this game anymore, and that's because Rockstar loves to do something, and they love to deflate hype. They really do. I mean, they show you trailer 1. They say the game isn't coming until 2025. Then they show you trailer 2 500 plus days later, and they also say, hey, by the way, the game isn't coming until 2026, May 26, 2026. So they really love to show you something. They love to sell you the sizzle, and then after the sizzle, you cut the steak open, and you realize it needs more time in the oven. And that's what Rockstar's great at, and unfortunately, that is continuing to disappoint fans. I mean, the only people that are excited, because your grandma still doesn't know of Grand Theft Auto 6. They've turned this game into an internet darling game. How do they expect people to go out and buy this game when no one even knows of its existence? I mean, honestly, if you were to walk around the street right now and ask people, do they know of Grand Theft Auto 6, they would argue they might have heard of the name, but they don't remember the characters, they don't remember the trailers, because really all of the marketing material has been totally forgettable. And it's turned into another flavor of the month title. And it's a sad situation. I mean, Rockstar has really nailed in that final nail in that coffin, and they have only themselves to blame. I mean, they have created a situation that is an impossible situation to exceed expectations. You know, the Take-Two earnings call last week, they were talking about how they're going to exceed expectations, and Blur is coming through yet again. You love to see it coming through in a way that makes sense.
Blur super chatted $2. CNBC interviewed CEO. Lots of ball-washing comments.
Yeah, they had the Take-Two earnings call. Well, he said he didn't play video games, and the gamers couldn't handle that reality check. It's funny, they think that these CEOs are sitting around and playing games, and it's like they have no interest in that. But at least he was honest. I mean, Blur coming through. So, yeah, Strauss said he doesn't play video games. He's not a consumer. He doesn't, probably never even seen Grand Theft Auto 6, to be honest. Blur coming through yet again with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it, but I think Rockstar is in a very odd position right now, as they are interested in apparently remastering their old titles. We've heard GTA 4 is apparently coming later this year. We've also heard that Red Dead Redemption 2 is getting a 60 frames update on current-gen consoles, and also coming apparently to the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, obviously, none of that is confirmed, but I do believe if it is coming, I think it is a smart strategy from Rockstar, because if GTA 6 is a disappointment in May of 2026, players will then go back to GTA 4 Remastered. Players will then go back to Red Dead Redemption 2 Remastered and just say, well, we have these games right here. They're fantastic. And, you know, if GTA 6 does disappoint, they have those titles to fall back on. I really honestly think that's what it ultimately boils down to, because why all of a sudden are they remastering Red Dead Redemption 2 and putting that on the Nintendo Switch 2? I mean, is it really because of the Nintendo Switch 2? They've had 6-7 years to really provide an update for console owners for Red Dead Redemption 2, and now all of a sudden is the time to pull the curtain back almost a decade later. I mean, that doesn't make any sense to me. I really don't understand that. And then GTA 4, you know, That's another game that's going to apparently be remastered later this year. And all I can say is that, well, if they keep the game intact, it'll be interesting, but the art style is definitely going to take a hit. Rockstar Games, they're probably outsourcing these projects because they're all hands on deck on Grand Theft Auto 6. So these are games that are being outsourced. And you're going to see that, that I can tell you. You're going to see that the soul of Grand Theft Auto 4 will be ripped right out of the remastered soulless demake version. But you normies and Gen Z will love it. They will love these. They love these soulless demakes. They really do. They can't get enough of these soulless demakes. So we got Blur coming through with the two-time Tony Hawk combo as we come back over here to the acknowledgement board. Blur is coming through. And coming through in a way that makes sense with the two-time Tony Hawk combo as we come back over here to the acknowledgement board. So Blur coming through yet again with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. Maybe we'll go ahead and get you two of them. Blur in the building. Coming through in a way that makes sense with the two-time. And it's what we love to see. Part of the Four Horsemen Club there. And did we get you those lasers? I can't remember if we got you those lasers, but nonetheless, let's go ahead and deploy those lasers again here as Blur is coming through with the two-time Tony Hawk combo and coming through in a way that makes sense. GTA 5 with format basic. Well, isn't it funny, Lewis, how they're doing this? How they're just now all of a sudden coming out of the woodwork and they're saying that they're going to remaster. Well, Rockstar hasn't officially confirmed anything, but the rumors are probably true. Let's assume they're true. Rockstar is now coming out of the woodwork. They're going to remaster Grand Theft Auto 4. They're going to put Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Switch 2, and not only that, but they're going to remaster, or at least add 60 frames to the current existing console versions. But it's funny how they're doing all of this before the biggest video game of all time. And that leads me to believe that Rockstar isn't necessarily as confident because the timing for this is just crazy. I mean, you're putting out these remasters, you're putting out these ports, and it seems like it's almost one of those things where it's like, well, if GTA 6 does flop, we also have Grand Theft Auto 4 remastered for you guys, and we also have Red Dead Redemption 2 remastered for you guys, and Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Switch 2, and that's going to be a great system seller. Imagine, taking the Switch 2 on the go with you and playing Red Dead Redemption 2. I think there is an appeal to that if they can really get the performance to where it needs to be in the battery life to be in an okay spot. Then it might work out well. But it's just funny to me how these rumors all come up. And Max Payne 3 is also apparently coming. I don't know if it's coming this year, but it's funny how Rockstar is interested in remastering all of their old classic games. And fans have been asking for years, when is GTA 4 coming to consoles? When is Red Dead Redemption 2 getting an update? Now all of a sudden, before GTA 6, they're apparently rolling these out later this year. So it seems like it's almost like one of those safety net things where it's like, well, if GTA 6 cannot live up to expectations, because there's just absolutely no way that it can, then players can go back and play, GTA 4, which is a proven, fantastic game. And Gen Z hasn't played GTA 4, so they'll go back to that game and they'll play it for about a week and they'll say it's great, and then they'll move on just to be a part of the bandwagon, the social bandwagon. And then Red Dead Redemption 2, everyone knows that game. They love that game, the internet especially. It's an internet darling game. And they love playing as John Marston. They'll double dip and they'll buy it again on the Switch too. So, it's a great strategy for Rockstar Games, that I can tell you. It's a great strategy for Rockstar Games, because if GTA 6 is a blunder, if it is in fact the biggest blunder in all of video, the gamers can just go back to Grand Theft Auto 4 remastered and Red Dead Redemption 2, and especially on a brand new console like the Nintendo Switch, there's a lot of appeal there, and that will sell like hotcakes. I mean, but the hype has deflated. I mean, case in point, the viewership in here has gone downhill. We used to have 400 viewers for this crap, and now they can't be bothered to tune in because it's back to square one. We got trailer 2. They had a moment where they could have really milked it. They could have really delivered, but instead they just shadow drop a trailer 2 like it doesn't even matter. And it's like, hey guys, here's trailer 2. And mind you, trailer 2 has yet to hit 115 million views. I mean, honestly, the views have completely fallen off for GTA 6 trailer 2. It's been 2 weeks. and it can't even hit 115 million views. And what Rockstar had to do to get some great publicity out is they had to combine the video views of Trailer 2, because the YouTube views alone weren't really that fantastic, not compared to Trailer 1 anyway. Trailer 1 blew it out of the water. But so they had to compare all of the video views of Trailer 2 on all of these other websites to say that it was the biggest video launch of all time. Well, you could do that with any video. I mean, you could do that with a music video and say, this music video got, 15, 20 million views in 48 hours or something, and then you combine it on other social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, blah, 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 blah. And it's just, you start adding it up, and it's like, yeah, you could say that about anything. So I think Trailer 2 was a total dud. I think Trailer 2 was a total disaster, really. I mean, they had an opportunity to really market this and really pull the curtain back in a special way with the spotlight on and everything ready to go. And instead, they just pulled it back and said, here you go, and pulled the curtain back and said, that's it. And really, it's a testament to the new Rockstar Games. I mean, this is the biggest video game in the world. The devs are, too busy talking about American politics on Twitter. They make the game in Scotland, I believe. And it just doesn't really make sense. They're too busy talking about crunch culture, stuff that just doesn't matter, instead of putting time into the game and really making some sacrifices to get this game to the end zone, to the finish line. Tom Brady would play with a broken leg at the Super Bowl if he had to, I can tell you that. And these devs wouldn't do that. If you were to put them into the quarterback position, if their leg was hurting a little bit, they would be throwing the towel in and say, Coach, come help. I mean, honestly, it's a sad, sad situation. These devs think that they're making something fantastic. They think that they're making something great, but I've already dissected this game, and we'll continue to dissect it. We have a special dissection segment here today, and we're going to show you the cracks because no one else will. It's a shill fest out there, and I don't want this game to be a total disaster. I really don't, but the game obviously needs 370 plus days of development time to get it to where it needs to be. I mean, it really does. So now they if they're not in crunch mode, they need to get into crunch mode because they got a lot of work ahead of them to get this one out. I mean, it's just a sad situation for Grand Theft Auto 6. And like I said, if you type in GTA 6 on Google Trends, it has completely fallen off the conversation. And it's like, I would rather be out here still talking about nothing. I think that would have been more fun. Waiting for Trailer 2, when is Rockstar going to talk about this game? Now they pulled the curtain back, and it's just not as good as we thought it was going to be. And I'm not saying there's still not, there is still a possibility for it to be fantastic. There is still a possibility for it to really exceed expectations, at least in some categories. But with what we're seeing right now, based off of the latest pull the curtain back moment, it's not as spectacular as maybe what we were imagining. And that's kind of deflating. That's kind of disappointing because they really had an opportunity to really pull that curtain back elegantly. They had an opportunity to pull that curtain back slowly with the spotlight on and everything perfectly aligned to hype up a second trailer for Grand Theft Auto 6. And instead, the woke devs sat there and said, hey, here you go. We just delayed the game because we don't believe in crunch. They want to drink their soy lattes and play table tennis at the office. I mean, it's unbelievable. Can you imagine walking into the office and you see the devs, instead of working, playing table tennis? I'm not saying that's what's happening, but it's like that's probably what's happening, because it's like, why would you need another year to work on this game when we know that this game isn't going to exceed expectations? We just learned a few things from the Take-Two earnings call last week, and I didn't listen to it, so I can't verify if these are true, but this is what I saw online. And they said it's a $1 billion budget. This is actually what they confirmed. $1 billion budget. Okay. Now, it was rumored to be $2 billion. It's not that high. It's which is still high, $1 billion budget, the biggest video game of all time. Biggest budget, biggest video game of all time, $1 billion. And then they also confirmed that, and this is the worst part about it, they also confirmed that the heavy development started in 2020, which was only about 5 years ago. How are you going to make the biggest, most complex video game? And that's another thing he talked about, too. They said it's the most complex video game of all time. How are you going to make the most complex video game of all time when the brunt of the work, whatever the word is, started just about 5 years ago? I mean, that makes no sense to me. So you're telling me that Rockstar's putting this game out in about 6 or 7 years of development time? and it's apparently going to be mind-blowing. It's apparently going to exceed expectations, and apparently it's the most complex video game of all time. Let's make that make sense, because what I'm seeing within this marketing material is really anything but that. We're not seeing the most complex video game of all time. Now, granted, I will say this: they have over 370-something days to get this figured out and get this situated, but that remains to be seen, and we're not going to see a trailer 3 probably until at least late fall of 2025 here, if I had to guess. And if we don't get any marketing by then there could be another delay on the table. If Rockstar goes back into silent mode, which they've already gone back into, which is fine. We don't need to know anything about the game right now. But if that's still the case later this year, fall 2025, quite frankly, that's going to be disappointing, and I would expect another delay if they can't, quite frankly, figure that one out. So here's what this is a COVID game. It's a work-from-home game, because you got to really think about it. If the meat and potatoes of the game development was in 2020, that's working from home. So they're working from home on this game, the biggest, most complex video game of all time, with a $1 billion budget, and the primary heavy development of the game is apparently in 2020, which is obviously them working at home. How are they going to make a grand slam here? And we learned last year that they were forced to go back to the office. They were working from home. The woke, lazy devs, they didn't want to go back to the office because they didn't want to get in their car and, drive to the office. That just took up a lot of work in their busy schedules, instead of laying around and sitting in pajamas. I mean, it's just a sad situation. I mean, it really is. I'm not making this up either. You can go look it up. Early 2024, the devs had to go back to the office. It was a mandatory move at Rockstar Games, but they were still working from home. So you're telling me this is the biggest, most complex video game of all time, but for about 3 or 4 years there, they were working from home? I don't buy into it. And really, when you we'll get into the dissection here in just a moment, but when you get into the dissection and you really see what the cracks are showing, clearly the game needs more time in the oven. And there's just no way that this game is going to fulfill the expectations of gamers all across the globe. The only people that are going to be excited about this game are Gen Z gamers. If you look at the stats for Oblivion Remake, which is the game that they showed, and they said it was so fantastic, and, how dare you talk crap about our favorite RPG, Oblivion. But if you look at the stats for Oblivion, I think there's only about 5% of people that actually completed the main quest. So it's terrible numbers. They don't even play the games they talk so fondly about. I mean, it's just a sad situation. But it's not surprising. These fake gamers are just two-faced losers, quite frankly. So what we're going to do, folks, is we're going to dissect Grand Theft Auto 6 even further. We got the pen out, and we're going to take a look at it over here. I need you guys to start locking in a way that makes sense. So here we go. The dissection continues here. Grand Theft Auto 6, $1 billion budget, by the way. Okay. And let's see if we can see the $1 billion here today. So you're not going to find a dissection like this anywhere else on the internet. No one has this technology. And if they do, they don't know how to utilize it. So with that said, we're going to come in here, and we're really going to give this the autopsy, okay? Because you guys can't handle it. So we're going to come over here to the basketball. Now, we got a lot of things to say about this basketball court, okay? Believe me, we got a lot of things to say about this basketball court, okay? And first of all, I'm going to need you to lock in, okay? Got low energy here on a Sunday. It just could never be me, but it certainly could be you. So this basketball court here, we're going to go ahead and give this the rectangle, okay? We're going to go ahead and give this the rectangle here, and if it cooperates with us here. It's not wanting to cooperate here. We found a bug in the software. Is Apple going to pay us? It's not coming. It's not coming over here to the pen tool. This is certainly a bug. We need compensation here for finding this bug. This is unbelievable. Yeah, it doesn't want to highlight here. Let's go to red. Maybe that's going to change things here. Let's do it this way. Okay. Apparently we can't acting very strange here. Once we get this figured out, though, we will definitely. There we go. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and give this the rectangle here. And the basketball has to be playable in the game. There's no if, and, or buts. Okay, I don't care if you disagree. The basketball has to be a playable mechanic here in this game. It was in San Andreas. There is no excuse to show me this in a screenshot 370 days before the game launches, only for the game to not have it as a playable thing that Jason or Lucia can do. And we're going to also do this. We're going to start counting the NPCs. So mind you, this is apparently the biggest video game of all time. In fact, that is not an opinion, that is a fact. But are we really seeing that? And unfortunately, I don't think the answer is yes, at least in these screenshots. So we're going to come over here. So how many NPCs do we have on the screen here? This is, mind you, a $1 billion game, apparently the most complex video game ever made. It's not me shilling, it's just that's what was said. So we got 5 NPCs here. Five NPCs right there. We got 1. Yeah, we got some action over here. We're not going to count the NPCs in the cars or in the buses here, as I don't think that that's necessarily that important. So we got about 5 NPCs right here as well that are outside. Okay, let's go ahead and start doing this math here. So far, we have about 11 NPCs, I believe. Okay, so we got 5 over here at the basketball court. And again, this basketball feature needs to be in the game. You can't show me things only for it to not be accessible. We need to be able to pick that basketball up, and we need to be able to play basketball in the game. I don't want to hear excuses from Rockstar Games. If you show me it, it needs to be in the game. This is very disingenuous for you to show me something, and then it's just not actually in the game in the way that they're showing. So there's 1 NPC right there. That could be Lucia. There's 5 NPCs right here, on foot anyway. We're not counting the NPCs in the vehicles. So with that said, I believe there's 2 more over here. And now that's not working. We love when this stuff doesn't work. It's fantastic. There we go. So 2 NPCs. And you just look how empty this world is, and I understand there's over 370 days to go, but Miami shouldn't be looking like this. I mean, this is ridiculous, folks. Okay, I think there's 1 NPC right here. I'm not entirely sure, but it looks like that could be a person, so we're going to go ahead and give it the benefit of the doubt. And 1 NPC right there. There's another NPC, I believe, right here. It's so pixelated, it's really hard to tell, but again, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Another NPC right there. But when you start zooming in, this is really pixelated stuff. And I believe right down here there's 2 NPCs. Maybe 3. It's so pixelated, it's really hard to tell. And if we continue to look around here, it really is a ghost town. There could be an NPC right there in the middle. Really kind of hard to tell. We'll give it the benefit of the doubt. So another NPC right there. And we come over here. And that might be everything. So if we total this up here, 5 plus 5 is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Only 16 NPCs from what we have looked at here. We could be not totally accurate, but 16 NPCs, mind you, $1 billion game. Most complex video game of all time. 16 NPCs, by the way. Really. In this entire frame, if you don't count the NPCs on the bus, which in my opinion, they're not relevant, and we could be, I mean, it's really hard to tell when you zoom in, so there could be a couple of more NPCs, but it's not going to be that big. Only 16 NPCs from what we can see here. This is not the most complex video game of all time. And really what you can see is that Rockstar is obsessed with right now, they're obsessed with cars on the street. Because if you come back over here and you zoom in, there's a lot of cars right back up in there if you can see. We'll go ahead and get that highlighted. There's a lot of cars right back up in here. And it's fascinating. They have cars all up in there. If you guys can see that. Right up in that spot, there's cars way back there. And if you zoom in over here, there's cars way over here. So they figured out how to put cars on the road. They figured out how to really make that happen. That I could tell you, but there's cars back up in there. But if you look at the streets here, it's a dead, empty, open world. Where is the most complex video game of all time? It's not about draw distance. It's not about level of detail, folks. It's about, they're full of crap. I mean, that's really what it's about. And I hate to say that. Now, granted, to give them the benefit of the doubt, they have 373 days to get this game out. So 373 days is really what they have to work on this game to fix this problem. Because to me, this is a problem. If I walk around Vice City and it's really that empty, I mean, you could see the streets here of Vice City are just desolate, and there's just nothing going on here. And that's just inexcusable, quite frankly. I mean, that really is inexcusable. But you guys just obviously can't figure that out. You can't figure that out, and it's really sad. But you look at the streets here. There's no one on the streets. Where's everyone at? There's no one here. Now, maybe they got on the bus, but it's looking awfully barren. You come up here to the hotel. There's no one over here. There's no one over here. There's not much going on up here. It's a barren wasteland, that I could tell you. I mean, it's a PS3 game. There's nothing going on down here. All of this seemingly is empty from what I can see. Empty. I mean, you guys can zoom in if you don't believe me. All of this up here is empty. The whole Vice City is abandoned. Is really what's going on. Vice City is abandoned. We only have 16 NPCs in this screenshot here, and that is inexcusable. $1 billion budget. Apparently the most complex video game of all time. Okay, well, if it is truly the most complex game of all time, I can do 16 NPCs on the screen. Okay? Because I would rather have it have less NPCs on the screen than a bunch of NPCs that are just, pointless to exist in the world. If that makes any sense. Like Cyberpunk 2077, there's a ton of NPCs walking around, but it's all lifeless. But even over here, I mean, it's a sad situation what we're seeing right now. Is that someone else right down there? So there's possibly 17 NPCs here. We could be off by a few, but I think there's someone sitting right down here, and that will bring the count to 17 NPCs, but it's not a big jump. So 17 NPCs here. 17 NPCs, and there could be a couple of more. Maybe we can give it the benefit of the doubt and say there's at least maybe 3 other NPCs. I haven't seen them, but maybe 20 at max, 20 max NPCs. I mean, quite frankly, it's really inexcusable. That I could tell you. But they don't want to listen in here. They just don't want to listen in here. I don't understand how this is the most complex video game of all time, a $1 billion budget, and it's starting to look like a PlayStation 3 game like Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, granted, the game was supposed to come out, later this year, mind you. And if that's what we got, then yeah, they should have delayed the game. And I guess that's the position that it's in. Is that, well, they're going to have to make Vice City way more believable. And we saw this in Trailer 1. In Trailer 1, there's a screenshot with like almost 100 NPCs. Where did all of that go? I mean, I'd love to know where all of that went, because that's obviously not what's happening here, at least in these screenshots. They are saying that this is the most complex video game of all time. That's not me hyping it up. That's what the guy at Take-Two said. From what I read, I could be wrong. I didn't listen to the whole conversation, but apparently it's the most complex video game of all time with a $1 billion budget. There's nothing that's going to be more advanced. There's nothing that's going to be more sophisticated. And yet when I come back over here and I look at this, there's only 17 NPCs in Vice City. How could this be the most complex video game of all time? How can this be a $1 billion budget when it's PlayStation 3 era level of detail here? And this is actually one of the stronger images for the game. If we go to the nighttime shot, I mean, it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Dane super chatted £4.99. This is the kind of GTA breakdown the world needs right now. $1 billion budget, by the way.
Well, I would assume $500 million is going to go to the marketing for Grand Theft Auto 6 when they actually start the marketing up. Dwayne is coming through. That's what we love to see. Let's go ahead and get you them lasers. Dwayne is coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense with a 5. As we continue our breakdown here of Grand Theft Auto 6, we're going to come back over here to the acknowledgement board. Dwayne is coming through. And he's coming through with the $5 super chat. You'll love to see it. Dwayne is in the building. And we'll go ahead and update the acknowledgement board. Dwayne coming through with the 5. And really, we're giving you a breakdown that is, you're not going to find anything like this, because even if they do break it down, they shill it. And it's just like, well, look, I'm hyped for the game. They're getting my money day one. But at the end of the day, these screenshots just aren't that impressive. And that's unfortunate, because we waited over 500 days to really, eat good. And they're delivering the bare minimum here. So Dwayne is coming through. And let's go ahead and get you this. Let's type in Frankenstein and see what this is going to provide us here. Let's see if Frankenstein pops up here. I wonder what this is going to look like. Dwayne, you're going to get Frankenstein, because I just want to see what this looks like here. And again, it's providing buildings, and I just don't understand why it's doing that. I think this is really terrible. It's about like GTA 6. It just doesn't work. Coming soon, by the way. Holy shit. It's GTA 6 coming soon, by the way. Look at that right there. There we go. That looks kind of cool. We got some freaking tentacles in the big city. Dwayne is coming through right there. That's what we're talking about on the acknowledgement board. Did we get you the lasers? Dwayne is coming through. I think we got you the lasers here. I don't know why it's doing buildings. I mean, this is a sad situation. We're going to show you the nighttime shot here in a moment, and it's even worse than what we just showed you, it just gets worse and worse and worse. That I could tell you. We need you guys to start locking in here, and that's why I think GTA 4 is coming out later this year, and Red Dead Redemption 2. I think this is a smart move from Rockstar Games. I mean, a really smart fucking play, because if GTA 6 disappoints, I mean, it's going to be a softer blow. I mean, if May 26, 2026 rolls around and you play GTA 6 and it doesn't live up to your personal expectations, and it probably won't, I know it's going to be very hard for them to fulfill my expectations. Well, then you can always go back to Red Dead Redemption 2. You could always go back to GTA 4 Remastered if those actually do come out later this year. I mean, it's a really smart move from Rockstar Games, and especially Max Payne 3 as well. They're saying Max Payne 3 is being worked on, and that might be coming. I don't know when, but they're saying later this year GTA 4 Remastered might be, but Red Dead Redemption 2 seems very likely, especially for the Nintendo Switch 2, and it's like for the Nintendo Switch 2. The normies will be lining up day one to be, that will literally move Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. I mean, because eventually there's going to be a point in time where you'll be able to walk into the store and buy a Switch 2, and they'll just be sitting there because no one wants them. There's a lack of software. That's already apparent. And it's like, not to get into the Switch 2 discussion, but it's just like, how do you make a console and put out like 2 first-party games and then that's it? Like, are you guys serious? Like, you had 7 years to figure the Switch 2 console out and get software ready that isn't just third-party, and it's like, where's the first-party software? Where's the new Mario game? Well, we don't know where that's at. It's just like, are we serious right now? It's like, what if you don't like Mario Kart? What are your options? Donkey Kong? Well, that doesn't come out day one. That comes out like a month later. So it's like, if you don't like Mario Kart or Donkey Kong, for first party, there's nothing to play on the Nintendo Switch 2 unless you want to play remastered ports, and with, like, no one wants that. We've already played Zelda, we've already played Breath of the Wild, we've already played those games. It's a sad situation. So I do believe that Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Nintendo Switch 2 will be a great, fantastic move for Rockstar Games and Nintendo, as people will want to go out and play Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Switch 2. I think that'll be a great sell for the console. And, you could already do that on some of those computer handhelds, but I don't think they play that well. And if they can get it optimized a little bit better for the Switch 2, and it's just, it's Nintendo, so. Okay, we're going to continue our dissection here. I need you guys to start locking in here. We need you guys to lock in here. A new Star Fox would have been fantastic, yeah. We're going to drink this Sonic. We got Performance Energy Sonic right here. As we continue our GTA 6 discussion. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. Ooh. Okay, here we go, folks. So again, we come back over here. We come back over to the acknowledgement board. And we have about 17 NPCs here on the screen. This is, mind you, a $1 billion game. Most complex video game of all time, by the way. So let's go ahead and get this going here. 17 NPCs, that's how many we counted. There could be more. Not saying we're 100% correct, but that's what we counted here. 17 NPCs. Now, mind you, they have 373 days. Let's go ahead and get this a little bit brighter on the screen here. 373 days they have to fix this issue, in my opinion. Because I do believe it is an issue. But these woke Rockstar fanboys in here, they'll say it's not an issue. I mean, they love to defend this game tooth and nail. So 373 days, I believe that is how long it is until May 26, 2026. So they have some time to figure this out, but there's only 17 NPCs here, and the hotel should be a little bit more active. You could argue level of detail. You could argue you're supposed to look at this down here, and it's like, okay, there's some cool action going on down here. This could be Lucia. They're saying that could be Lucia. I don't know. I don't really care. And then they're saying this is Jason right here. They're saying this is potentially Jason. And, well, that's fantastic, but that doesn't impress me that it's Jason. I mean, what do you want me to do? You know what I mean? So they're saying that could be Jason. Okay. And this could be Lucia. So that's this screenshot alone. Most complex video game of all time. We waited over 12, 13 years. 17 NPCs on the screen, 373 days until launch. Are we actually that impressed? Well, the answer is not really. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to come over here, and we're going to show you this one right here. This is abysmal. It gets even worse. And really, when you start zooming in on this one and you start looking at these interiors back here, I mean, those are literal, and I hate to say this, but those are PS3 interiors. It's got the PS3 interior JPEG look. It really is a sad situation, that I could tell you. You really have to look at this and say, what in the fuck are we doing? That I could tell you. I mean, look, I understand this is very zoomed in, and, level of detail is a thing. I get that, but, like, bro, that straight up looks like GTA 5. No, I mean, it really does. Those are JPEGs. Those don't look 3D at all. They look like PS3. It looks like GTA 5. It straight up looks like GTA 5. Like, what? This is inexcusable. It's $1 billion. So they can figure out how to put cars on the road. They've really figured that out. They have not screwed that up. They've really figured out how to put cars on the road. You can zoom in far back. There's cars everywhere. Look at this right here. It just goes on and on and on. They got the cars, but they just don't know how to put the NPCs anywhere. And look at these interiors right here. This doesn't look impressive to me. I mean, it's just like PS3 interiors yet again. We have PS3 interiors yet again. PS3 interiors. Play GTA 5 and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. They look like JPEGs. So now let's go ahead and see how many NPCs are on the screen here. This one is pretty. It's not great either, that I could tell you. Now it's going to be a little bit trickier because it's nighttime. But with that said, let's go ahead and see how many NPCs are on the screen right here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and count that. Again, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt, even if we don't think it's an NPC. We'll just go ahead and add it. So we got one NPC right here. I think we got 4 right here. So that's 5. And this is a 4K image, but when you zoom in like this, I mean, it just gets really pixelated. In fact, it gets so bad you could barely see what you're looking at. But that's probably what Rockstar wants. I'm going to go ahead and say 2 on this crosswalk here. Again, we'll give it the benefit of the doubt here. And there is a line of NPCs, but it is so pixelated we can't individually count. It's really hard to tell here. I'm going to say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to go ahead and say 11 NPCs waiting for the concert hall. I'm going to say 11 NPCs right here with this portion right here. Could be 12. I'm not sure. I'm going to say 11 NPCs. Could be off on that. Okay. And we come over here. There's a few more NPCs. We're going to say 1. There could be 2 walking there. We can't really tell. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to say maybe 7 NPCs right there. But I'm going to say 6. Well, let's just go ahead and say 7. So 7 NPCs. And really, once you start looking past this, the NPCs are nowhere to be found. I think there's one guy right here. Then I think we have 2 more right here. And it's very hard to tell. And that might be it. That could be it, folks. So let's go ahead and do that math based off of our current count. 7 plus 11, we got to get the calculator out. So 10 plus 7 is 17. I believe this would be 18, correct? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 18. I am right on that. So 18 NPCs plus 2, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28 NPCs is what we're looking at right here so far. Yeah, let's do another check here. With the PS3 interiors, mind you. $1 billion game, 12, 13 years in the making. And how many NPCs did we just say? I can't remember. We got to recount this here. 7 plus 11, that's 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So 28 NPCs, unless we just screwed that up, is our current count right now. We could be off a little bit, and we're giving the game the benefit of the doubt. So 28 NPCs, folks. This is not next gen. This is a PS3 game. And mind you, we're seeing PS3 interiors, and in fact, we haven't even looked over there. So 28 NPCs. Unbelievable. This is a disaster, I could tell you. That's why they delayed the game. 28 NPCs is our current count. And you come over here, and there should be NPCs all up in these balconies. There should be activities going on. And it just looks like a dead, empty city. That I could tell you. There's no one. What is that? We got a light flare. Unbelievable. There actually might only be 28 NPCs within this. This is terrible. And you come over here to the stadium right here, the arena, which I believe is the basketball stadium. Again, the NPCs, the interiors. It's just a big WTF moment that I could tell you. Like, what are we doing here with this? You know, those interiors are terrible. I don't see this as an impressive shot. I mean, you got 28 NPCs on the screen. I mean, we could play Bully from the PS2 era, and granted, the game has loading. They should bring back loading screens. I think that's what they should do. I think that's the problem with modern gaming, is that they can't do loading screens anymore. And I think when you have loading screens, you can really. Well, you could do loading screens, but it would have to be a linear game. It's going to be a very hard, look at The Last of Us Part 1. There's, when you really break that game down, and I'm not a game designer, but when you really break it down from a consumer perspective, I mean, The Last of Us 1 is basically small little chunks, and they disguise the loading screens with squeezing through things, checkpoints. So you essentially develop this super high fidelity linear game, and you have loading screens in it. You have, these progression points in it, but you disguise it so the player doesn't necessarily, see any of that. And it's a very smart way to make a video game. And that, that's how The Last of Us 2 is super high fidelity, even though it's on 2013 hardware. That's how you can do it. And you could forever make a super high fidelity game like that. In fact, I would argue that maybe some of the levels are too open-ended. If you make them even smaller, my God, you could have PS6 graphics on a PS4. So this is another empty. So there are more NPCs here, but you're looking at PS3 interiors. They're not even doing the fake 3D thing, at least from this distance. You could argue level of detail. You could argue draw distance. Well, this is what Rockstar put out, so I don't know what you want me to tell you. But when you come over here and you look at that, it's just like literally looks like GTA 5. Play GTA 5. It's a copy and paste. Play GTA 5. Play GTA 5 at night and walk around and look at the fake interiors. It's the same exact thing. So 28 NPCs is what we've counted. And mind you, this is A $1 billion game, apparently the most complex video game of all time. Where are we seeing that? I don't. Now granted, they have 373 days. They have 373 days, folks, to fix this problem. That is the glory here, is that they have 373 days to fix this problem. You guys, it's worse than Red Dead Redemption 2, someone said. That's inexcusable then. Guys, if this is worse than Red Dead Redemption 2, we have a big problem because they need to delay the game further. Quite frankly, they need to delay the game further. Let's get Jason Duvall banned in here. I'm a money-hungry man, apparently. Well, so is Rockstar Games, yet you guys give them your money. So, yeah, continue giving me your money. Otherwise, we won't provide you the show. I mean, it's really that simple. But we have a great support team, and that makes your skin crawl. So go ahead and cope and seethe on that. Okay, we're going to continue to dissect this here. Yeah, it is the same 2D JPEGs. Sad situation. Okay, we're going to come over here to we're going to come over here to this other landscape shot. And it just continues to get sadder and sadder here, that I can tell you. Okay, I'm not seeing where... Okay, right here. Okay, we're not seeing that one. I think that's in the postcards. But let's come over here. Okay, why am I seeing the spammer in here? Why is this guy... I just banned this guy for 30 minutes. See when this account was made here. Channel activity joined 1 year ago. Typical. Okay, with that said, we're going to come back over here to the dissection. Death-sided 666 is coming through. How is this guy popping up? I just banned it. The fuck? I'm not going to continue to stream on a platform that neglects the tools that the streamers and creators need if people, have figured out every exploit in the book. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Death-sided 666 is coming. They do need to support the show. Otherwise, we're going to have to show these Chinese mobile apps. Death-sided 666, member for 33 months. It's what we love to see. So let's come back over here to the acknowledgement board as Death-sided 666 is coming through and tremendously strong with the 38-month loyalty badge. Death-sided 666 is in the building, and he's coming through with the 38-month loyalty badge. Death-sided 666 coming through in a way that makes sense, that I can tell you. With the 33, 38, 33, can't remember. But we know it's high and we know the loyalty is there. And we do appreciate that long-term support. With, I believe, let's just say 30, I think it's 38, 38-month loyalty badge. It was either 33 or 38. And let's go ahead and get you that trophy, bud. Death-sided 666 coming through. So much content here today, that I can tell you. Let's get you that trophy. Now let's type in badge and see what that produces here. Huh. Hey, that looks like the shield in Doom: The Dark Ages. What the fuck? Dawn, Dest, what the hell? Okay, that looks like a badge. Sort of. So we'll go ahead and get you that loyalty badge right there with that 38-month loyalty badge. You'd love to see it coming through in a way that makes sense. as we continue our dissection here, and let's count the NPCs on the screen here, and there's not too many, actually. I mean, it's again a barren wasteland. And it shouldn't be for the most complex video game of all time. I mean, I don't understand, but perhaps you guys will fill me in. So here we go. We got one NPC right there. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's count this again here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 NPCs. So we're talking 10 NPCs so far. This is abysmal. 9 NPCs. And if you guys are going to complain about, our mathematics here, then you can go ahead and you can zoom in on these images for yourself. But I think that's it in terms of the NPCs that are outside. This is a terrible game. I mean, this is abysmal. How are you showing a screen? How do you go from trailer 1, which has literally 80 NPCs, to just 9 or 10 now, maybe 20 at max? I mean, it's just, what are we doing here? This is unbelievable. And there's nothing extraordinary about this shot here. There's nothing that we haven't seen before. You got this biker gang, this ATV, off-road, whatever the hell. I mean, you can zoom in here and look at the power lines and say, well, the power lines look more sophisticated. Now, here's what would blow me away with. Let's go ahead and dissect this one here. Here's what would blow world class away, okay? These power lines need to actually have juice in them, if that makes any sense. So let's say you get a helicopter and you crash into the power line. Does it cut off power to the buildings that it's going to? That to me would be next level, but we don't know. Okay. Do these actually work? I mean, it's just like, are they there for show like they've always been, or have we truly developed the most complex video game of all time? And it's like, well, if you knock a power line pole down, is it going to have an effect, visually anyway, on some of these, buildings and stuff? Like, are they going to lose power and then you won't be able to go inside of them because they're going to be out of business for a couple of days until they can get the power line fixed? Are the construction crews going to come out and at least make it seem like they're actually doing something? And we're not asking for that to actually, we have to understand there's limitations, and we have to understand that it's not a life simulator game. But at the same time, it's like you could sell the believability. You could still bring out the electricians. You could still bring out the construction crew to, put the pole back up and at least sell that idea that, yeah, you go buy it again and they're putting a new pole up because you crashed into that one or whatever. See, that would sell. I don't need them to actually put the pole back up. Well, I kind of do, but it's not going to happen. But that would be better than nothing. So that's it for this screenshot. We got 10 NPCs in total from what I can see here, and that's not impressive. It's a $1 billion game that has been confirmed by Take-Two. And not only that, folks, it's been how long since GTA 5? Too long. So we're talking 10 NPCs here. 10 NPCs. I mean, this is why the hype has deflated. Trailer 2 showed that there was a massive downgrade in terms of the scope of the game. And unless you can find a screenshot that shows me otherwise, and there was a screenshot. I don't know if it was a part of the download here, but there was a screenshot I don't think we have it. But this right here, I mean, the beach scene this is incredibly sad. You could argue, yeah, the graphics are fantastic. You know, you zoom into the old man, you know, it looks like an old man. They got different body types now. You know, she's seen better days. She looks like a raisin. You know, it's just, and then you got these guys over here playing football. And I'm going to go ahead and say right here, let's make our first marking. How do we do this? Okay, right there, the football. When you show me this, I need to be able to go up to the NPC, like Red Dead Redemption 2, how you can talk to every NPC, and there should be an option, football, and you click on that, and you know, you can play football with these guys on the beach. That's what I'm looking forward to. You can no longer show me things in this game, in these screenshots, 373 days out, for them to not be playable in the game. Oh, we're just selling you the believability of Vice City, by the way. We're showing you, you know, the beaches. We're showing you how action-packed it is. But when it comes down to you maybe throwing the football, we're not letting you do that. Now, I'm not saying that's not the case. Maybe it is playable. You know, maybe because in my opinion, the mentality for this game should be, if I were the creative director, I would say, okay, they're playing football. You should also be able to play catch as well. It has to be in the game. It has to be in the game. And, you know, for example, right here, the lifeguard. Okay, let's get a little too big there. But the lifeguard, I mean, the lifeguard, that can't just be an animation, you know. The lifeguard needs to be, you know, active and active in a way that makes sense. Active lifeguard. You have to you have to bring the believability here. You have to bring, you know, this guy over here doing the metal detector, you know, you should be able to talk to him and say, hey, did you find anything? Blah, 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 blah. Contextual dialogue like Red Dead Redemption 2. Maybe you then can pick up the metal detector and not use it just as a weapon, but use it and actually see if you can find anything. So again, when it comes down to the interaction, when it comes down, you know, can you open the cooler back here is the big question. If I could open up this cooler, it's a 10 out of 10. My jaw will be on the floor. Because then I'll know that they've actually done something that's fucking insane. And we need a rock star to come out of the woodwork in 373 days and start impressing in a way that makes sense. Can you open this cooler? That's really the big question. I'm not even trolling. Imagine if you open up that cooler, you grab a beer, whatever's in there, a water, probably not a beer, 'cause lifeguard. So I'm gonna say it's water. And you know, you can just hand people waters. I mean, that, my God, the game would be Jesus Christ. You know, you want to talk about a game that could be revolutionary. I mean, you know, maybe you do a side mission for the lifeguard. You know, the lifeguard's busy that day, and the lifeguard needs more water, so you go to the grocery store, you know, Jason and Lucia, and you get more water for the lifeguard. That would be my side quest. Can you open the cooler? You know, you could say that, you know, they're holding hands here. Oh, we got someone on a bike back there. Oh, we got people biking back there. We got someone jogging right there. And that's from GTA 5. They have those four-wheelers in GTA 5. We need total immersion. We need total interaction here. The metal detector needs to be working for the player as well. Okay, that needs to work. . It's not just for show. It's not hard to figure out how to make a great video game, but you guys are not listening in here, and that's why this game is going to be a complete total disaster. We have 373 days, Rockstar Games. Are we on the air? Okay, this isn't working anymore. Something is completely broken here. I don't know if we're on the air. I could have been talking to myself the whole time. Huh. Okay, we're going to have to close that and come back. Okay, give me one moment here. We're going to have to refresh in a way that makes sense. I think you should be able to bury things in the sand, and then that's where the metal detector comes into play. You could open coolers in Shenmue. Really? In Watch Dogs 2, you can listen to music. You can put your headphones in and listen to music. So they've already, and that's the thing too. It's like we could boot up Watch Dogs 2. It doesn't work on computer anymore. If you guys have Watch Dogs 2 on the computer, let me know how to run that game, because I can't get it to run on the computer. It doesn't open anymore. I don't know what they've done to the game, but we can't get it to open. Maybe it's but luckily we have it on console, but we can't open Watch Dogs 2 on the computer. So if you guys have Watch Dogs 2, let me know if you can get that game running, because I can't get it running, and I've tried multiple systems. It's not working. So we might have to install it on the console again, because we can't get it running on the computer. Because we were going to do a comparison. I was going to go to the beach in Watch Dogs 2, and we were going to compare, and we were going to show you how Watch Dogs 2 is selling the believability better than what's going on right now with this game. And it's funny, because if this were a Ubisoft game, they would be sitting there and saying, Michael, you're so right. This game looks like trash. Blah 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 blah. But since it's Rockstar Games, it gets a definite pass, and they just sit there and they say, it's game of the generation, by the way. So let's see here. We downloaded all of the screenshots, but we're not seeing. We might have to go to the Rockstar Games website here, because there's another screenshot that we wanted to show you, and it's really bad. But we don't. Not seeing that here. Okay, let's click on this right here. We'll be right back here. We're gonna see some other screenshots here. Okay, we need more landscape shots. Okay, this one right here, this is what we wanted to show. For some reason, that wasn't popping up. Guys, we need you to start locking in here and locking in a way that makes sense. Okay, right here, this is what we're looking for. As we come back over, getting Cyberpunk 2077 vibes. God, this chat is so cringe today. I mean, luckily, we're focusing on this over here, but Jesus Lord. You guys are making stuff up, which isn't new. Oh, wow. Okay, we're going to come back over here. We're going to continue to dissect here in a way that makes sense. Can we put a bet on the basketball games at the stadium? No, they're not going to have that. There's no way. Now, if they put a loading screen in or something like that, I mean, I think they can maybe make it work, but like, there's no way. Rockstar games, modern Rockstar doesn't know how to make it work in a way that makes sense. We're coming back over to the acknowledgement. Well, not the acknowledgement, but we're coming over here. We're going to continue to dissect here. And this one, I have to have this one really going in a way that makes sense. So you can see right here, this is the gas station. We got the gas station right here. Look at those prices for gas, by the way. Not realistic. But nonetheless, there is a car right next to the gas station. And, you know, it just begs the question. Can you fill up? Can you fill up the car with gas? Or is that just for show? You know, GTA 4 had this feature where they have the NPCs coming into the gas station. They don't get out of their car and actually do it, but there was something there. And then GTA 5, they took that out as an abandoned Los Santos. And you really have to ask yourself, is this going to be a rinse and repeat of what they were doing in GTA 5, or is it more like GTA 4 where they kind of pull up, but they don't really do anything? Or are they going to get out, and is there going to be an animation, and is there going to be a fuel mechanic here? I do believe that there should be a fuel mechanic here in this game. I know people are against it, but you know, it is what it is. Think of it like Red Dead Redemption 2. In Red Dead Redemption 2, you really had to, you know, you had to feed your horse. You had to maintain your horse in order to get the most out of the horse's performance. And, you know, it should be applied to the vehicles here in GTA 6. And if I play this game and we roll up to the gas station here in this game and we can't fill up the car, then the game's trash. I'm sorry. The game is going to go down in points, and I'm going to stop playing it because it's an insult to my intelligence. If they cannot figure that out, then why are there gas stations in this world? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And what's going on with this billboard here? I want you guys to really lock in here. It says, "Proud allies of diversity and treats." What does that mean? I need this whole chat to really come together in here and really dissect what this means. Is this Rockstar poking fun at you know, or what's going on here? But this is what it says, "Proud allies of diversity and treats." What does that mean? What is that? What am I looking at? I mean, honestly, what is this? Proud allies of diversity and treats. Tony Frank, by the way. Can we meet Tony Frank? I mean, can we go to his donut shop? What is? I don't understand what this is. What is this? What am I? What is that billboard? Tony Frank, by the way. Like, this game is going to be it's going to be a terrible disaster. It's like we got this biker gang, by the way, and it's like, yeah, you know. And then when you play the game, they don't even exist in the game, like, unless it's a mission. Like, I just can't with this. And then you come over here and you look at this right here, and it's like there's a sign on the door. Is this how Rockstar is going to get? Is this how Rockstar is going to do with the? I think this is how they're going to make it, where it's like, okay, you can't go inside. It looks like it might be condemned or something. So this might be an interior that you can't go into. From what I can maybe understand here, can't go into... It looks like that might be blocked off. I could be wrong. So it's like, well, if that's the case, then this whole building that we're looking at right here is just for show. And that is insane to me if we're doing that again. So it's like this building right here could just be for show. And it's like, dude, this is unbelievable. So this whole building could be off limits here, according to that sign on that door. Now, I could be wrong. Of course, we're obviously speculating here. But this whole building, that could just be, nothing. And then it's like, well, are we selling the immersion here of a living, breathing Vice City? You can't have these gas stations that just serve no purpose. I mean, it's an insult to my intelligence. I need to be able to go up to the gas station with the car and put gas in the car. And if even if the NPCs did it, but you couldn't do it, I'll take that. Okay. I wouldn't be fully satisfied, but I think that's a step forward. I don't think that is enough, but I think it's better than what we're looking at right here. What I'm looking at right here is a disaster. Where's the NPC out? It's just a total disaster. How do you make this game? It's a $1 million budget, 13 years in the making, and this is all you have to show for after 500 days? Cry me a fucking river, Rockstar. Like dead ass. Like, just cry me a river with this garbage. And again, what's the billboard up here? I can't wait to see what the chat has to say about this. Proud allies of diversity and treats. What does that even mean? Can you show me a billboard that looks like this in GTA 5? Can you show me a billboard that looks like this in GTA 5? Tony Frank, proud allies of diversity and treats. I don't understand. I'm going to have to go to the chat GPT and ask what this means, because I don't understand what this means. Speed limit is 35, by the way. So we have the political signs here. We're not going to get into that, but it's just, we're not seeing anything in these images that screams 12, 13-year wait, $1 billion. I don't care about graphics. Give me PlayStation 3 graphics. PS3 graphics is fine. I want immersive open world. I want to be blown away when I play this game. These screenshots are not screaming next generation. I mean, it's just not. Okay, the graphics are great. The graphics are great. Oh, different body types this, different body types that. I don't care. You guys are losers. You might not be able to go into these interiors here, and it's just like, this is cringe then. Why is that building, just tear the building down? I think in my game, if I said, it is an insult to the gamer's intelligence if they walk up to this building right here and they can't go in. Makes zero sense. Logically, it makes zero sense. Why is this building closed? There has to be something. Okay, well, maybe it's deemed condemned. Okay, well, I guess that makes a little bit of sense, but not realistically, right? It doesn't look like it's in that shape where they would deem the building condemned. So it doesn't make any sense. It's an insult to the gamer's intelligence. You can't disrespect the gamer's intelligence. And that's what they're continuing to do, seemingly, here with GTA 6. It even says it's open. I'm already turning the game off. And I mean, the game isn't coming out until 373 days from now, and I'm already turning the fucking game off. I just realized it said it's opening. And yet, what the hell is that on the door? Seems like it's closed to me. Why would there be a sign on the door? Now, I could be wrong. We'll go to this exact spot in 373 days when the game comes out, if it doesn't get delayed, and we'll see what the hell's going on here. I need Rockstar to really confirm this. This needs to be locked in. Rockstar needs to get on their knees, and they need to stop fucking around with this shit, because they showed it, they teased it in trailer 1. They're showing it more in these screenshots, and it's like, can you is there a fuel mechanic in this game? Or are the cars just going to randomly pull up like they do in GTA 4? Mind you, a 2008 video game. You cannot sell me the idea that this is the most complex video game ever made. That's what Take-Two said. How is that the case? Rockstar's working for perfection. Rockstar's doing this. So where's the NPC getting gas? Oh, they just finished, by the way. They conveniently finished, and they got inside when Rockstar took the fucking screenshot. No, you could have sold me the believability of this. You could have put an NPC. I'm going to draw the NPC. I can fix this problem right now. Rockstar, you need to hire a world class. You have 373 days. I can make your game better. And I'm going to draw the fucking NPC, and he's filling up gas in his car. Like, this shit is what needs to be in a motherfucking game. You know, I mean, it's really not that hard. So, you know, motherfucking ass, he filling my fucking gas tank up. It's not that hard. That's what should have been in the screenshot here. That's what should have been in the screenshot, but Rockstar Games has failed to do that because they don't know how to make this game. You know, they just throw shit on the screen, and everyone's like, oh, my graphics. You know, the story of Jason and Lucia is just going to be so fantastic. And again, what's this billboard? I'm coming back to the chat here in a minute once we, you know, have had enough of this screenshot. But we're going to come back to the chat here, and I need an answer. Where's the support? We're going to be wrapping this up soon. You guys came through very beginning, and then you guys fell off. You know, well, then we're going to have to wrap it up early. And why is the gas station barbed wired? Like, what in the hell is going on here? None of this is even finished. What am I looking at? Why is the gas station barbed wired? Like, none of this makes any sense. What is this over here? Hold on. None of this is finished. None of this makes any sense at all. What's open, by the way? What's open? It's got a motherfucking barbed wire fence by it. Like, this shit doesn't make any sense. I could have delivered a better screenshot. Mind you, we waited 500 days. I've waited over 500 days for all of this material. I was out here every single day almost. Not every single day, but we were out here pretty consistently, at least once a week, talking about this game for over 500 fucking days. And this is what Rockstar fucking puts on my plate? Motherfucking ass. Like, we were expecting a little bit more after 500 days of absolutely nothing. But you guys forgot about that. You know, it's all good, you know, because Rockstar delivered. You know, you're ready to pre-order the game immediately. Are you guys fucking serious right now? So we got used cars. None of this is going to be... Oh, my God. It's so bad. Can you fill up? The answer is... in my opinion, the answer right now is no. We have not seen anyone putting gas in the car from Trailer 1 to Trailer 2 to all of these screenshots. The answer is no. Doesn't exist. Okay, I'm coming back, and I need you guys to let me know what this is up here. You know, what is Rockstar trying to say? What is Rockstar trying to say? Proud allies of diversity and treats, Tony Frank. What does that mean? And more importantly, does it exist in the world? The whole game is a shit show already. You know, 373 days to finish this slop. This is worse than Cyberpunk. This is worse than It's a parody. It's satirical. Ballad of Gay Tony. Looks like it's going to be woke. It is a joke about the variety of hamburgers. Next generation, by the way. The chat's moving so fast we can't even see. 373 days. It's going to be woke as hell. We can't even read the chat. It's moving so fast. People are losing their minds over nothing. Woke has nothing to do with the main characters. Proud Gay Tony. Can I join the biker gang? I remember a poster in GTA 5 on the boulevard about you. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about. No, you can't fill up woke slop. No, it's not true. We did see people at gas station in Trailer 1. I'm not going back to Trailer 1 because it doesn't exist. You're wrong. Unless you can find the screenshot and let me know where that's at in Trailer 1, I'm not going back to Trailer 1 to prove that you're wrong. They don't fill up in Trailer 1. They don't fill up in Trailer 2. It's time to get a job. Satire but serious. What about GTA 6? I can make main character look whatever I want. I don't know what you're talking about, Cliff. You need to get a job. Okay? No, you can't create a character unless it's online. Okay? You're playing as Jason or Lucia, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. Non-binary restaurant. Why don't you like the game? Trailer 1 was fake. These are great takes in here. Really just fantastic takes in here. Unbelievable. Let's see what they said here. Shark cards. They even have gas filling in Fortnite. Yeah, but you're not getting out of the car in Fortnite. You just kind of go up to it. It's like Forza, I guess, or something. Or Mario Kart, the new Mario Kart World AI generated satire. Yeah, well, Rockstar is using AI. In trailer 1, there's actually an error, and it seems like they were using AI. Now, I don't know if they actually are, but there is an error in the store at the end of trailer 1, and it took people almost 500 days to see it. But post the links for job applications. You can do that on your own. You can go to McDonald's.com. I'm sure they have applications. I can't help you on that. I mean, you got 373 days to get a PlayStation 5 Pro and a copy of GTA 6. That's going to run you about $800 plus. Basically, $1,000 you need to save up for GTA 6. And if you don't have a television to really display, you're going to want an OLED television. So, you're talking about $1,500, maybe more than that, $1,800. So really, honestly, it is time to get a job, because in 373 days, I mean, this is basically about $2,000 to properly play this game when you really kind of actually look, unless you have an OLED television already. I mean, obviously you don't need an OLED television, but I think it's going to really pop on an OLED television like anything does. And especially if you buy a PlayStation 5 Pro, you're going to want a great display for that PlayStation 5 Pro if you really want to get a PlayStation 5 Pro. And, we're assuming that the price of the PlayStation 5 Pro is going to go up. Sony said that they're going to adjust it accordingly. So the prices will probably go up here within the next few weeks or a couple of months or something. But, because the PlayStation 5 Pro is about $700 right now. Let's presume it goes up to $100 more. That's $800. And then you're talking about a copy of Grand Theft Auto 6. That's probably $80 to $100. So you're talking about almost $850, $800, $900. And then you talk about an OLED television if you don't have one already, and it's just like motherfucking ass. You're already out $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, $1,800, if not even $2,000 to play Grand Theft Auto 6 properly. I mean, that's just crazy. Now, you don't obviously need to go that far. You don't need a PlayStation 5 Pro. But, if you really want to experience the best that the game has to offer, then that is probably, that's just the way it is. Okay, we're going to come over here and, continue to dissect. When was the last person to come through? It's been about 45 minutes ago. We're going to have to wrap this up here shortly. The support isn't consistently coming through. You guys came through, and then you blew your load early. With that said, we're going to dissect this one here. I mean, we can come out here and dissect this for 373 days. That's fine with me, as long as Rockstar is somewhat listening, because they do need my help and they do need my advice that I could tell you to make this game truly great. That I can certainly tell you. Okay, so she got her chocolate shake or whatever the hell that is. Now here's the thing, you want to talk about detail here? I'm telling you, we can make Rockstar some big money here. Okay, right here. You want to talk about horse testicles shrinking in the cold weather in Red Dead Redemption 2? Well, let's take a look at this right here. This is going to be next level. This will go viral. This is the attention. I'm assuming that's an ice cream. I don't know. Does it melt? In fact, it's already unrealistic because it's the Florida heat and it hasn't melted. It's already pretty unrealistic. Does it melt? It should already be melting. It looks like some chocolate. It looks like a smoothie or a freezy. It looks like one of those gas station things. But if that melts, that'll be a big thing. That I could tell you. So Rockstar, there you go, right there. There's one piece of advice right there. You want to break the internet? These losers will foam at the mouth over this right here melting. They will make threads on the internet. Okay, so that's the first thing that they're going to have to address. Does the scooter have battery power? You guys laugh, but when these are actually features in the game, I'm going to say it's time to apologize or get banned. Battery power. I mean, obviously it's on battery, but does it run out is really what we're asking. And we come over here to the Wonder Whale, and this is a potential exciting thing here. Okay, these two NPCs up here. I need you guys to start locking in on this right now. Where is the support? God. Got to come out here and dissect this. You're literally not finding this content on the internet. No one is doing this. No one is zooming in and analyzing it in this way. They don't have the technology to do that. They don't have the technical prowess to figure this out. So this is potentially exciting. Now I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so we got two guys on top of the Wonder Whale. Is this just for a screenshot, or is this Rockstar Games saying that they have figured out an all-new contextual animation system that is going to blow your mind? Because if these guys just organically get up there, the game is a 10 out of 10. Okay, no, I'm serious. If I go to the Wonder Whale, and there's people just climbing up dynamically to check it out, I mean, they really could be cooking here. Okay, I'm serious. I'm telling you. They could have an animation system here that is truly next level. A contextual animation system. Now, I'm not a game dev. I don't know what's possible. I'm not going to act like I know what I'm talking about. But there were several patents on that were, and it's just like, to me, this is promising. These two guys on top of the Wonder Whale, sure, Rockstar Games could have just put them up there to sell the believability of the Wonder Whale in this screenshot and the busyness of the image. But it's just like, homie, I don't know if that's the case. And it's like, what if they... So here, I got 5 questions here, okay? And I need to start hearing support, otherwise we're going to wrap it up. Because this is getting ridiculous. I got the acknowledgement board out here for you guys. We're doing this big dissection that you can't find anywhere else. But I got a couple of questions about this right here. This is very important. How? Okay, we're going to have to go a little bit smaller here. How did they... Okay, we're going to use a different color here. I can't see it. We're going to go back to yellow. Give me 1 second here. Okay. How did they get up there? No, I'm serious. How did they get up there? No, I'm serious. You could argue that Rockstar Games is faking the screenshot. They're throwing everything at the wall to make it look really awesome. People are taking selfies. Wow, they did that in fucking Watch Dogs 2. A game, mind you, that came out a decade ago when this game comes out in 373 days. You cannot, that's not impressive. She's got her leg up. Wow, they're selling the believability. But I will tell you, how did they get up there? If you can answer this in a way that makes sense, then we're on to something here. How did they get up there? Okay, I got more questions. Did Rockstar put them up there? Okay, that's the second question. Did Rockstar Games put them up there? How did they get up there? That's the first question. The second question is, well, maybe Rockstar Games put them up there. Did they put them up there? Or did they climb up organically. Now, if they did climb up, or did they climb up organically? We have 3 questions about this right here. This is why it's exciting, because we don't know. Is this a bullshot image? How did they get up there? That's the first question, okay? Second question is, did Rockstar put them up there for the screenshot to sell the believability of Vice City? Or the Florida Keys? And if they didn't put them up there, did they climb up organically? Because how else would they get up there? And I got another question. I mean, it just doesn't end. I'm going to turn the stream off. It's way too quiet. Okay, here we go. I got 4 questions here. Do they eventually come down? Look at this right here. This is unbelievable. How did they get up there? Firstly, how did they get up there? It's a great question. It's a fair question. It's not we're looking too into this. It's I want to know what's going on here, because there could be some magic fucking sauce with this game that really, honestly, will destroy the entire gaming industry. Rockstar could be cooking here, okay? And I'm starting to see signs that could either go either way. We have negatives and we have positives. And we have to look at both. We can't just look at the negative, because if we do, it just gets stale. But there is a lot of things that I'm seeing in this that do not live up to the $1 billion budget for this game, and the fact that it's been in development for at least 6, 7, 8, 9 years. When it's all set, someone's finally coming through. Who the fuck could it be? About 45 minutes.
EDDDD super chatted £1.99. In trailer 2 we can see 2 NPCs jumping of the boat.
Really? Okay, ED is coming through with the 2. Let's go to the acknowledgement board and get you up on there, bud. Let's go to the acknowledgement board here. Yeah, get you up on here. ED's coming through. ED is coming through. Yeah, let's go ahead and get you a boat. And that's an interesting comment, because it leads me to believe into this theory that Rockstar could be cooking it. And here we go. Hype train number 2 is set. Look at that boat right there. That's The Last of Us 2.
On face super chatted £5.
Yet again.
Can the parasites please support organically or find
God, I mean, it's just it's just unbelievable. It's truly unbelievable. Upon Fee is coming through yet again with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it, and as such, we're going to go ahead and get you those 2 robots. Upon Fee is coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense. We're getting 2 lasers out right here, right now. Upon Fee coming through in ED as well. That's what we love to see. I mean, they just can't appreciate this dissection, but if any other big YouTuber did it in this flashy MTV edit style, they would be like, I'm hitting the like button because I'm, like, so entertained, man. Okay, so ED coming through to appreciate that, and Upon Fee with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. We're going to come back over to this screenshot here. And again, we have to, this is the magic sauce with this game, from what I can tell. It's either the social media system or, and I don't think the social media system is as important. I think what we're looking at, and ED just said that in trailer 2 you can see NPCs jumping on a boat. I don't know where that's at, but it might be in the background. We would have to dissect that further. But I will tell you that we got 4 questions here. With the and because it's like everything else looks normal, right? People standing around, people doing selfies. This isn't out of the ordinary. This is out of the ordinary. 2 guys up on the Wonder Whale. You know what I mean? It's really that simple. I got 4 questions here for Rockstar Games.
EDDDD super chatted £1.
Yet again, ED.
99 pence. The jet ski scene 221, you could just about see it.
The jet ski scene. So I'm assuming it's NPCs. It's not Jason and Lucia, right? Really? And that's what I'm saying. It's like ED is in the building. He's coming through yet again. That's what we love to see. Let's go ahead and get you those 2 boats. So apparently the jet ski scene, ED coming through. Let's go ahead and get you them lasers, and hopefully those go off. But we have the pen in our hand. So with that said, I got 4 questions here. And really the bigger picture here, and it's hard to see with this. Let's go. What's the brightest color we can see here? Okay. This is what we're going to do. Let's get a little bit thicker here. Contextual. That's a little too thick. Little too thick right there. Right here. Contextual. Animation. Dynamic. If that makes any sense, it's going to be a little hard to see these. But, you're talking about an animation system that organically plays out. There's a pattern that implies that there's something brand new in this game. And in trailer 2, when Jason's walking out with the 6-pack or whatever it is, 12-pack, there's an NPC that moves organically out of the way. And if that is gameplay, which I believe it might be, this is the magic sauce of the game. And there's no other game that's ever going to compete. So if these 2 guys are organically up here, again, first of all, my first question right here is how did they get up there? Okay. You claim it doesn't matter. I disagree. I think this is a key factor into trying to figure out what's going on with this game. Second question is, okay, well, maybe Rockstar put them up there. We don't know. Maybe they didn't. Third question, did they organically climb up? And then the fourth question is, do they eventually come down? So, because if they don't come down, then you're looking at a Watch Dogs 2 situation. Watch Dogs 2 has believable NPCs that take selfies just like this. The problem with Watch Dogs 2, and it's not perfect, but the problem with Watch Dogs 2 is that they're in an animation loop. Unless you break the script. They're in an animation loop. So they just continue to loop and loop and loop. But I say, okay, well, there's 1 or 2 things that you can do. You can have NPCs stand around and look like they don't belong there, or you can sell the believability, which is more important because most people aren't going to look too closely and fondly. But on top of, and really for Watch Dogs 2, in the case of Watch Dogs 2, you have a reaction system for the NPCs. So that could break the script as well, if that makes any sense on what we're talking about here. But I need Rockstar to crack the code here. Okay, that's what we need Rockstar to do. We need Rockstar Games to crack the code here and really develop this contextual animation dynamic system, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if there's any game devs in here that can maybe, but we don't know what Rockstar's cooking. Even if you're a game dev, an armchair game dev, I mean, it's just like, do you really understand what Rockstar's cooking here? And it's like, well, I don't know. You can read the patents and maybe come to the conclusion that yes, they are working on something, but it's like these 2 guys up here. This is to me one of the big telling points of like, well, I think there's something here that's a little bit out of the ordinary, and you can see it, and you can see it in some more screenshots if you really look closely, and apparently ED said there's NPCs jumping into different boats. Now, are these scripted moments? How did they get up there? Did Rockstar put them up there? Did they climb up organically, and do they eventually come down? I mean, really, what are we looking at here? Is my question. What are we really looking at here? Is my question, and I don't have the answers to these questions. And if someone can enlighten World Class on what's going on here, that would be fantastic. But the fact that they're up on the Wonder Wheel, that's exciting to me. Because if they weren't on top of the Wonder Wheel, then I would say, well, this screenshot's kind of generic. There's nothing really outstanding here. You got someone taking a selfie, which, obviously that's better than GTA 5. We've seen that in Watch Dogs 2, though, so that's not that crazy. We got someone taking a picture. That's in GTA 5. This isn't in GTA 5, though. Animations like that are not in GTA 5. So you either have a system here that's truly revolutionary, and this could be the magic sauce to the game. This really could be the magic sauce to the game. How did they get up there? Did Rockstar Games put them up there, or did they climb up organically? And really, the big question is, do they eventually come down? If you just sit here and you wait, do they eventually just come down? Is it a scripted thing? Can other people climb up and can they fall? Honestly, it's just like we don't know what Rockstar's cooking here. But really, this will break the internet. This is what people want. Does it melt? Does the scooter eventually run? What happens if she runs out of battery power? Is she going to call someone to pick her up? It's not that complex, Michael. Guys, Take Two is setting expectations, and they said that this game is a $1 billion budget, and they said it's the most complex video game of all time, if compared to what Rockstar's ever done. So it's like, okay, well, now my expectations are further. These are going to have to be fulfilled here. I'm sorry, but they're just going to have to be fulfilled in a way that makes sense. So contextual animation in a dynamic system is really the big factor here. We need a dynamic system. Because if I come back here on another day and there's NPCs, the NPCs are doing the same animation sequence here, but they're just different looking. That's not impressive. So, we don't know what Rockstar's cooking, and I think this is if there's going to be. I think if there's a magic sauce, I think it's this. I think this is the key to what we're looking at here. Because that's the first thing that stood out while they're on top. How do they get up there? Is this just for show? Is this Rockstar just exaggerating here, or does the game behave in a way that is truly living and breathing? Is this the first truly living and breathing open world game? We don't know. It can't be like, does it melt? Does it melt? Okay, let's see here. 2 NPC. We got to refresh this because this isn't working again. I want to see people hunting gators. They didn't do that in Red Dead 2. Oh, the chat is this dead in here? Okay, well, if the chat's this dead, then we're going to have to wrap it up. See, this is the problem. You guys don't care. You didn't find it interesting. I find it very interesting. I think that screenshot's very interesting because I think it shows what they're working on here. And they honestly, if Rockstar Games is going to cook and they really have what I'm thinking they might have, then there will be no other game that competes, and they will destroy the entire games industry with this game. I'm not trolling. There will be no other game that you will ever want to play again. If you have a world in this game that is truly that damn good, and the NPCs that inhabit it in a way that feels lived in, you're not going to be able to compete with this. Witcher 4 won't be able to compete with this. Cyberpunk 2 won't be able to compete with this. There will be no other game developer that will be able to compete with this. It is literally over. It will kill the open world genre. And I don't think you guys are ready for that conversation yet. So it's like, well, this game might be fantastic. Again, Rockstar's goal is to exceed expectations. That is what has been said by not only Take-Two, but Rockstar Games themselves. So it's like, okay, well, in order to exceed expectations, this contextual animation dynamic system that just kind of has a mind of its own in these kind of highly populated areas, that could be the key factor here. That could be the sauce. It should melt. The beer bottle has condensation. Wokestar put those NPCs on top of the whale. The single player will be trashed. The majority of the budget went to Sweet Baby. Okay, well then, if here's the thing: if I go to the Wonder Whale in the game, we're going to the Wonder Whale. It's in the Florida Keys in the game. Won't be that hard to find. The map is probably smaller than it looks. So it's like we'll go to the Florida Keys. It's not hard to figure out where that's at. We'll go to the Florida Keys, and we'll go to the Wonder Whale, and I need to be blown away in 373 days from now. 373 days from now, I need to go to the Wonder Whale, and I need to see what's going on the Wonder Whale. And if NPCs never get on top of the Wonder Whale, I'm going to say the game is trash. You cannot sell me the game and then show NPCs on top of the Wonder Whale and then not have the NPCs go on top. That's bullshit. That's straight up bullshit. So... he is right. They cut 90% of the content to put it on the trash online RP mode. Yeah, the online is obviously going to be the big factor, and I honestly believe that's why the game was delayed. They won't say that's why, but... they come... Dusty Roads, that's a great... They come down when you look away? Oh, no. For some reason, we didn't think that. They come down when you look away. Oh. No, they got to have a better system than that. But I will tell you that if they stay on top of the Wonder Whale for like 4 in-game hours, that's not realistic. That's not realistic at all. I think what you do with these scenes is you have it where... You have it highly detailed, and then if you want to despawn the NPCs, they go into the parked cars, and then they despawn. It's very simple to make this game. I mean, it really is. When you break this down, I can creatively lead this team, and I can tell them this is what you do. When the player is in the radius of this highly detailed area, you make it super detailed. When the player leaves, you deload it. It's really not that hard to figure out. How do you despawn NPCs? You have them go into their cars and they drive off and they dissipate eventually off screen. It's not hard to figure out. It's really not that hard to figure out. You're basically building a linear game, and when the player is in the radius of this space, you load it in and you load it super detailed, and that's it. It's not hard to make this game. I mean. It's really not that hard to creatively figure this stuff out. Now, I'm not an engineer, but it's like, well, we have engineers that can maybe translate what I'm saying and figure that out. That's not that hard. But if they never come down, then it's going to be a terrible shame. But we saw in trailer 2, Jason, That's what we saw in trailer 2. We saw trailer 2. Jason comes out, and there's an NPC that is in the way. I think that was Rockstar's way of showing that they have something truly dynamic here. Guys, there is no GTA 7. This is it. They have to put it all on the field. And, if it has woke themes, it is what it is. But, if technically they can deliver on this, well, then we are going to be satisfied. But like I said, there's just a lot of things here that have to be fulfilled, in my opinion. We have to be able to play basketball. We have to be able, the gas stations should have a use, because in GTA 5, like imagine playing an open world game. Imagine being over the age of 25, because that's when the brain fully develops, right? And imagine playing an open world game that has a gas station, and you want me to believe into the believability, you want me to believe in the immersion of this open world, right? And none of the NPCs that drive combustion engine cars go to the gas station. Like, it's a fantasy game. You might as well have fucking Harry Potter fucking wands and spells and all that bullshit, because you've just made a fantasy game. And I'm not asking for a life simulator. That's not what I'm asking for. But it's like, if you can't sell the believability within these highly detailed environments when the player is within those highly detailed environments, then your game is trash. You cannot deliver a fantasy game anymore. It's not 2005. You don't have the hardware excuse anymore. It's just a bunch of baloney. It's really what it is. It's just a world ambient random event or mission. No, you're wrong. You don't understand what Rockstar's cooking. See, I like to play devil's advocate in here because I think you guys are in some capacity underestimating this game. When Take-Two comes out of the woodwork, and I understand they have to sell the product, but when Take-Two comes out of the woodwork and literally tells you it's the most complex game ever, now my expectations go up. So it's not my fault that Rockstar is putting the expectations up here. Their goal is to exceed expectations. Now, what are people's expectations for this game? I don't know, but I know where my expectations are, and it's like, are they going to exceed them and fulfill them? No, the cruise ship. No, I don't need the cruise ship to work. I mean, that's unrealistic. Now, maybe there's probably a mission in the cruise ship. No, you're not going to be able to go and drive the cruise ship. I mean, that won't work. That thing is way too big. The cruise ship is way too big. That's unrealistic to have that, because you can see it in the screenshot. Let me see if we can pull up another screenshot in here. We're going to probably wind this one down here shortly. But we have this one right here. Let's go back to this screenshot right here. And really, here's the solution. We have the solution for Rockstar Games. The game isn't coming out until 373 days from now. But right here, you have the rusty anchor, by the way. Okay. And really what this is, think about it like this, to really put it into perspective. I think this is how we should look at this. This scene could be as detailed. Here, let's just write this down here. What's the best color so you guys can see? It's hard to see. This could be as detailed as the camp in Red Dead Redemption 2. So think about it like this. You walk into the rusty anchor vicinity, and this is how they're going to do this. The level of detail. Just think about it like this. This is a camp. This is like the campfire in Red Dead Redemption 2, where Dutch has the camps, and throughout the chapters they change. So think about these sort of think about these as the camps, like in Red Dead Redemption 2, and how they're intricate and how they have detail. So when you start thinking about it like that, I think it's easy for them to pull that off. But is that really enough? Is that really enough? And are we seeing this guy over here is taking a leak? That was in Red Dead Redemption 1. I don't think it was in Red Dead 2. This guy over here is taking a leak. Are we seeing anything though in this? Are we seeing anything in this image here that looks above and beyond? Is that a snake? Motherfucking Steve Irwin. What is that, an iguana? So right there is the menu. Now so right here we got the Crab Festival. The Crab Festival, fresh food and music. Is this going to be dynamic? The Crab Festival right here. Is the game going to have different festivals, or is that just for show? Are they going to rotate? I think if you think about it like the camp in Red Dead Redemption 2, there's a lot they could do. I mean, if you go to the camp in Red Dead Redemption 2, they play stories. You have to think about it like the camp in Red Dead Redemption 2. If you just stand in the camp all day, there's activity that happens. So just apply that kind of like workings of how the camp works in Red Dead Redemption 2 and apply it to these scenes here, some of these scenes here in this game, and they'll slow the player down. You won't be able to run. You won't be able to, act crazy, but it'll be super detailed. But is that enough? I just wish we could see this in motion just for a little bit, because it would really tell what Rockstar's really got going on here. But in this scene, we're seeing a little bit more NPCs, and this is the daytime. I'm assuming at night it gets a little crazier. But the rusty anchor. Wait, that's the guy right there? This is the rusty anchor, bro. This shit's right here. What a fucking ass is the rusty anchor? It's rusty. Okay, we don't know how to draw arrows. So right there, that looks like it's rusty, because if you look over here, this looks, is that the same guy? Is that Rusty? He's got the long beard. This guy's got the long beard. I mean, he looks pretty similar. He would need the pipe, though. So I think you just have to look at this and you have to say, this is just like the camp in Red Dead Redemption 2. And that way Rockstar can really pull off the detail. But is that impressive, though? I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, well, when you're going to be able to go into the rusty anchor, it's got to be better than the saloon in Red Dead Redemption 2. You go to the saloon in Red Dead Redemption 2, and people are just kind of standing around. I mean, there's not much happening. This looks a little bit more dynamic with the animations. But I would have to play Red Dead Redemption 2 and really compare it to the saloon and say, well, do they have more varied animations here in Red Dead Redemption 2, or is it similar? Are these people going to stand around all day for like 8 hours? That sort of thing. GTA 6 o'clock said the game could have a time and day clock system. In the mornings, the beach is full. In the night, it's not. Well, I would assume that they would have that. I don't think that's that impressive, though. This place is from the trail. Oh, it's from the trail. Oh, so it's that busy bar. Okay, well that's probably a mission or something. I mean, I don't think that. Okay, let's get you up out of here. Okay, let's go ahead and see what Ed has to say here. This game needs to have a fully interactive Disneyland. Yeah, well, I mean, they could do that, but the thing is, Ed, they can do it because they've done it in Red Dead. They did it in Bully. Bully has an amusement park. You can go in, you can ride the rides. It's a cutscene, but it proves that it can be done. And then they have like they have rewards. So if you play the games, you can get tickets or whatever. And then you can purchase collectibles from the carnival. It's actually pretty kick-ass. And it's like, how is this shit not returning? You can do it in a PS2 game, but you can't do it anymore. Like, what are we? It's just woke. It's just straight up woke. I mean, that's the only solution. That's the only answer I can figure out. It's just straight up woke. Like, okay, we've made a carnival in an amusement park in Bully, a PS2 game. How much RAM does the fucking PS2 have? I think they should bring back loading screens. Actually, there's no loading screens. Well, there is, but not for that. I mean, you can go straight from Bulworth Academy to there's a tunnel though, and I think that could be a hidden loading screen. But unbelievable, really, honestly. But I think it's woke DEI. I mean, I really do think it might be that. GTA 6 is not going to live up to expectations. Well, probably not, but I mean, I didn't set the expectations high. Take-Two did. Take-Two just came out on the earnings call and said that this game is going to be, it's a $1 billion budget. They've been working on it since, 2018, 2017 for the pre-production. And then, obviously because the leaked gameplay footage was from, 2019, they could hide the loading screens. Yeah, they could. I mean, I think that's what these I think that's the solution for these modern games is to just put in things that hide the loading screens. I think everything should have a loading screen. I think it should. Are we setting our expectations too high? Rockstar's goal, and we've heard it from both of the horse's mouth. We've heard it from Rockstar themselves. We've heard it from Take-Two. Their goal is to exceed expectations. It's literally in the delay announcement. Now, you have to ask yourself, where are your expectations at? Your expectations could be way lower than mine. I don't fucking know. I already said I think the key factor here is the dynamic animation system, and not only that, but the social media system. If they can really bring those two things together, I think they have something special. But it has to be more detailed than Red Dead 2. Tony Hawk American Wasteland didn't have loading screen. I want them to bring back loading screens. If it meant for a better, more polished experience, let's bring back the loading screens. I think that should be really what we're craving for. We don't need these games that don't load. I want the games that load. Even if it's for a split second. I mean, with the SSD, they should bring back loading screens because the loading screens would be fast anyway. I mean, think about it. You can just load in a whole little world, and it's super intricate and super detailed. And it's like, let's bring back the loading screens. Let's bring back the loading screens. Because when you have an open world that's just everything's, seamless. I mean, it just seems like it seems like the quality goes down. Starfield did the loading screens right. Oh, Lord. Rockstar will disappoint us worse than the remaster of San Andreas and Vice City. Well, that's the thing. I think this is what I said earlier. I said, well, Rockstar Games, they're rumored to put out Red Dead Redemption 2 later this year. And to give that the 60 frames treatment on console, and not only that, but it might come to the Nintendo Switch too. And then, of course, GTA 4 remastered. Now, if they deliver on both fronts later this year, then that could prepare for the disappointment of GTA 6, and gamers won't care as much. I mean, they'll go back to Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA 4 because GTA 4, you're putting that game out all new essentially. I mean, there's a whole generation of gamers that have never played that game. It's not available on PlayStation 4. It's not available on the PS5. So you're talking about millions and millions of people that have never played GTA 4. You bring it back out, you port it, remaster it, and that's an all-new generation of players playing GTA 4 for the very first time. It's not accessible on PlayStation anyway. It is on Xbox. You can play GTA 4 in 60 frames 4K. But it's not on, I don't know about 4K, but it's definitely locked at 60 frames. So it's a great experience compared to the 360 version. But I think that's a safety net for Rockstar Games. I think you put out Red Dead Redemption 2 remastered, and I think you also put out Red Dead Redemption 2, GTA 4. I mean, those are two big games. Red Dead Redemption 2 is popular, and you bring that to the Switch 2. I think that'll move Switch 2 consoles as well. Alrighty, folks, we are going to be winding this one down here. Blur is coming through. Look at that right there. I believe that's the 3-time Tony Hawk combo for Blur.
Blur super chatted $2. Fanboys get mad when you set higher expectations.
Dude, I didn't set the expectations high, though. That's the thing. It's like this isn't Michael being unrealistic here. motherfucking ass. Take-Two literally just said last week that, they're going to exceed expectations. It's a $1 billion game. They confirmed that. It's not a rumor no more. It's a $1 billion game. And they also said that, they're going to exceed expectations. The most complex game that Rockstar's made. Motherfucking ass. We have to come out of the woodwork and we have to have these expectations now because Rockstar themselves have said it. And we're just going to have to see where the cookie ultimately crumbles. So we got Blur coming through. We're coming back over to the acknowledgement board as Blur will, I believe, be at the 2 or 3 time Tony Hawk combo. I think it is the 3-time Tony Hawk combo. We're coming back to the acknowledgement board as Blur is now, it is a part of the Four Horsemen Club, the first 4 to come through, get that moniker. Oh, shit, we deleted it. So let's fix that. That's a 3-time Tony Hawk combo for Blur. And we got you these interiors. They love the interiors on this thing. And look at that right there, coming through and really coming through in a way that makes sense. Blur with the 3-time Tony Hawk combo. And a part of the Four Horsemen Club, the first 4 to come through. IAD, Blur, Shug, Scotland, and the 111 Four Horsemen Club in the building. You guys came through. Even before the broadcast began, Blur in here with the 3-time Tony Hawk combo. Shug Scotland with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. 1-1 coming through with the 4-time Tony Hawk combo. IAD, despite the tornado coming through his area, he was still able to come through and pop the cherry, set the mood, the vibe, the tone of the atmosphere. Truly just an amazing guy. We got Dr. Blitz in the building. Jack Pitton with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. The Queen Molly coming through. Adam Theory with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. FG Hard and Strong with, look at that muscle statue. James Figaro with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. Upon Fee with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. Dwayne is in the building. Decided 666 with the 38-month loyalty badge. And Ed with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. Big time support here today. You love to see it. But I think we're going to be wrapping this one up here. As, we have to. We got 12% on that battery. So we're going to be wrapping this one up here. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, and supporting the show. We have 373 days, if my calculations are correct. We have 373 days until GTA 6 releases. Which is unbelievable. I mean, it really is unbelievable. 373 days. Unbelievable. 373 days until GTA 6 releases, but we should have a trailer 3 before then, I would assume. And pre-orders could go live later this year. We don't know. But with that said, that was another dissection at the $1 billion game that launches in 373 days. Grand Theft Auto 6, May 26, 2026. We do appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, and supporting the show. And with that said, we will see you later. It's over.